have hell been going down the drain.
I love the smell of napalm in the morning.
What's the buzz? Tell me what's happening. What's the buzz? Tell me what's happening.
Why should you want to know? Don't you mind about the future?
And now, live, unedited, unrehearsed, and unapologetic, brought to you by Duncan's Diamonds, your direct diamond importer. Straight off the ledge, it's JD and Smitty.
This is the Ledge Radio Show with JD and Smitty on 96K Rock. The phone numbers are 277-9600, and for the viewers watching on the Ledge Cam, it's 239-775-9600. Thanks to executive producer Tripod Billy, we are streaming live video at theledgeradioshow.com. You can also give us a like on Facebook at facebook.com/The Ledge Radio Show. Special thanks to our in-studio producer, Sick Rick. Morning, Smitty.
Good morning. Good morning. What's up, Southwest Florida? First, I'd like to thank our title sponsor, Duncan Diamonds, for supporting the Ledge Radio Show. You can call them at 1-877-343-4883. That's 877-343-4883, or visit their website at www.duncandiamonds.com for all the diamond and jewelry needs.
All right, buddy. You know, this morning, we've already got a guy on the line. We haven't even started the show yet, so I guess we'll go ahead and talk to Pete. Pete is on line 2 from Orlando.
What's
Pete,
the
you're
word,
on the Ledge
Pete?
Radio Show, buddy.
Hey.
Hey.
This JD?
It is.
Am I on the air there, JD?
You are.
Okay, I just wanted to remind the people before they vote that who was president when the economy crashed. It was President Bush.
I appreciate that, Pete.
And I'm from Massachusetts, and I want to tell
That's a
him
good
what
place to be
Romney
from.
did in Massachusetts. He did nothing. We were 47th in job creation, and you know why he didn't?
Because he had a Democrat Congress.
Let Pete talk.
I mean, no, he's asking. He asked
you know
why.
he didn't run for a second term?
Because he was tired of fighting the Democrats?
Would have put him down as a loser. And as a Democratic Democratic legislator, that's how the health care and Romney came along and took credit for it.
Speak on it,
God,
Pete. Speak on it.
That guy is the biggest liar I have ever seen.
A bigger liar than Obama?
He's no job creator. God, he's nothing but a big business guy. He'll sell out the middle class.
He will. He's a CEO man all the way. If you want to,
God forbid we have a CEO running a country. Holy cow!
Guy, and he never created jobs. He lost jobs.
He did.
He closed factories. He sent them overseas.
He did.
I've never heard such lies. He bullied Obama and bullied them with lies, and that's what.
That's exactly what he did, Pete.
It looked like the truth.
That's
to me.
what they have, Pete. They have this mob mentality where they just start yelling, and
You mean like
everybody
the union?
goes, and they go, go, and everybody goes, yeah, and then they go. They don't know why they win.
Yeah, you yell the lies loud enough, and it's crazy. You know what they are? They're all words, no deeds.
Hey, Pete. Just so you know, buddy. The lies and the repetitive nature that you see from even guys like Obama, he got it from Saul Alinsky's book Rules for Radicals, because that was the #1 rule: repeat the lie over and over and over.
Talking about?
Pete, he's like a birther.
You got to read a book, man. You got to read a book.
He was on the debating team. He was ahead of the first. Come on, he's an educated man.
Hey, Pete.
He's not pulling any scams.
Hey, Pete, how do you think the last debate went with the VP? How do you think that went?
Oh, Biden did exactly what Romney did to Obama. Biden showed him,
he just went bowled him over.
Debate. You want to play
hardball?
You want an assault? I'll give you an assault.
Oh, he did. He played hardball with him.
Let me tell you about Ryan. He's the biggest liar. Medicare worked great for him, and now he doesn't want it. Other people, he wants to put it on a voucher. Listen,
Medicare worked great for him. He's 42. He's never used it. What are you talking about?
Democrats created Medicare.
Yeah, they did. They sure did screw our country by doing that.
Democrats are going to keep Social Security, and the Republicans are liars. They're going to sell it. You think you're hurt now? Who the hell started this recession? Guys, let me ask you that.
Bush.
The Democrats did when they took the Congress and the Senate in 2006.
It was 8 years of the Bush regime.
Hey, Pete, who took over the House and the Senate in 2006?
What?
Who took over the House? Who took over
the veto power? Bush for 8 years.
That's right.
I'm asking
and he
you a
ran it
question.
in the ground.
I'm asking you a question. Who took over the House and the Senate in 2006?
Oh, in 2006.
Yeah, who took it over?
It was
Democrats
too
or
late then. The
Republicans?
damage was already done.
Who cares who took it over? Who was president?
Who took it
Who
over?
was president? He got the veto power.
Who took it over?
He can veto anything he wants.
Tell him, Pete. Tell him.
Whatever the House does, the president can veto. He didn't veto nothing. He gave deregulations to the big business as payback for support of Republican candidates.
That's right, Pete. He did. Payback.
So it was deregulation that caused it.
Deregulations are payback and tax breaks.
Gotcha. Well, we know where you're voting, Pete.
Who was in the House?
Some people just can't be reached.
Keep talking on it, Pete. Tell him how it is,
hey,
brother.
take care, Pete. You've taken up enough time. Call next week, man.
Pete, you call back anytime you want, my friend. You just let him have it and speak on it, the truth. Speak on it. Good Lord Almighty, Mary, St. James, John Matthew, Luke, Paul, can I get an amen, brother?
Well, I would be careful saying that, Smitty, because there are a lot of Democrats that won't even allow you to mention the word God in public. And
Well, that's because you say so. My
it?
Democrats are flexible and very, very much average blue-collar people that work for a living. They're the 47%. They're the ones working hard. They're the ones paying their dues. They're the ones that are getting screwed.
Well,
and you know, you can act like it's not.
Let
but
me
it's
take
not.
you to something real quick here, then.
Hey, if you guys have any anything you want to talk about on the election as far as the debates went, give us a call at 277-9600 or 775-9600. Give us a call like Pete and let us know what you're thinking about the debates.
Now, I just want to get back to something you just said. You know that the Democrats they're okay with God and all that, and you just went on a little Catholic rant
you're reading
yourself.
from the Blaze again, man. That's your problem. So you get spewed information.
This is an exact story.
An exact story.
Here you go.
As opposed to a non-exact story?
WHTM TV reports that
Who? What TV?
Pennsylvania State Rep Babette Josephs, Democrat, Philadelphia.
Well, that sounds like gospel.
Whose stance on the Pledge of Allegiance is creating controversy. She said that she refused to lead fellow politicians in the Pledge of Allegiance on Wednesday. Her reasoning? Well, let her tell you in her own words. This is a quote from her. Based on my First Amendment rights and based on the fact that I really think it's a prayer, I don't pray in public.
Well, of course you're going to find some nutball.
This is one of your Democrats.
Well, so what? There's a lot of nutball
Republicans
Republicans
the Pledge of Allegiance is a prayer, and she won't say it.
Okay.
This is
Let's
someone
hear it.
representing our country won't say the Pledge of Allegiance.
Let's hear it.
That's a Democrat
That's
right
upside
there.
down, by the way. There you go.
Just showing it to you, buddy.
I hear you. So you pick a red herring and you make a point out of it.
You know, what's really great is you led us right into it.
Do you have the clip or something over?
No, I just read you her quote.
I know you're heavy on the clips. That's all.
I just read you her quote. We'll get to some clips.
That's
so
interesting.
as far as the VP
Well,
debate goes,
I don't think most people, whether you're Republican, Democrat, or whatever, would support not saying the Pledge of Allegiance.
Well, for some reason, it seems that only
but you know what?
Democrats do.
Only Democrats.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, there's
They're
no
the
Republicans.
Atheists. They're the atheists.
You know what? But that's the greatest part is this nation is allowing people to do what they want to do. That's what happens. You have a free society. You have a free society. You don't have a Nazi regime that says we're going to make you do it. Hey, if you don't want to say the Pledge of Allegiance, you don't have to in this country. I would. I teach my kids.
If you're
I can say it right
representing
now.
this country as a state rep, you better say it.
Then vote her out.
That's what I say. Well, that's Philadelphia. What do you expect? It's a big,
people
it's a big
don't
liberal
like her,
area.
and that's her stance. And she obviously isn't here to defend herself. I don't know what the precedence was or what she was talking about, but obviously
She says she doesn't pray in public, and because they put the words God in the Pledge of Allegiance, she won't say it
sounds
anymore.
like she's an atheist,
doesn't it?
It does to me. And if people want those people, then to get a voter in or out. I personally wouldn't vote her in, but and I'm a.
Would you not vote for her just because of that? Is
Yeah,
that what you're saying?
probably.
I'm with you, man.
Probably.
I would agree.
Probably. I
Are you saying you would not vote for an atheist?
Yeah, I probably wouldn't vote for an atheist.
That's a pretty strong opinion from you.
Yeah, I think there's place for God, and if you personally believe there's a God or not a God or whatever, then religion's a very hot topic item, and you can go back to the history of religion, and it's really formed a lot of society problems and issues.
And look who just joined us.
Look at
late.
this.
Let's see,
Wow.
14 minutes
we
late.
didn't mean to wake you up. I'm sorry.
I drove all the way from Pine Ridge
Oh,
in
my
17
goodness.
minutes. I apologize to the cops. I ran off the roads.
Okay.
Well, you can tell him when he
When
gets
he
here.
cuts
The
here,
Lee
I was
County,
gonna say,
Lee,
I
well,
probably
although
have
it's
squad
although
following
it's
me
Lee
right
County
now.
Sheriff. No, Mike's got to be in at 11.
But back to your question. Yeah, I don't think I would vote for an atheist, and it's amazing that if she came out and said, "Hey, I'm an atheist," that she actually
didn't
got
say
the
that.
vote.
She didn't say it.
Oh.
She just said she doesn't
That
her
wasn't her.
First
That wasn't
Amendment
her.
right doesn't allows her not to pray in public, and so she's not going to.
That's
because
right.
she considers the Pledge of Allegiance a prayer.
Well, that's what she said, and that's her opinion. I just think that she's entitled to her opinion. I don't agree, but she is entitled to it. She's right there. You know, if
She's
you
a
don't want to.
sweet-looking woman, though. Look at that. Is she cute?
That's Jim there, boy. Want to roll over to that in the morning?
Gnaw your arm off.
Shoo.
That's Coyote Ugly right there.
I've seen better faces on head on cabbage.
Well, hey, so back to the debate. All right, now, Pete had a good. Pete had points. I guess
Pete, my man.
Pete was definitely
from Orlando.
listening.
I love you, Pete.
Pete from
I'm
Orlando.
going to pray for Pete tonight.
Yeah, he needs. Don't
Pete-
pray
Pete
for
was
him.
tell-
He's probably an atheist.
Pete was speaking on it. It doesn't matter if he's an atheist.
Joe
I'll still pray
Biden.
for him.
He
Joe
could be
Biden.
speaking, but
Joe
he's
Biden
speaking.
interrupted Paul Ryan 85 times. 85 times.
He was just trying to make up the ground that you guys bashed Obama on the first time.
Yeah, but Romney didn't bash Obama by interrupting him.
It's okay if
Romney
Obama
used facts.
It's okay if Romney just smashes Obama. It's okay. But as soon as
didn't smash
Biden comes in there and schools that boy,
He
and
didn't school
spanks
nothing.
him
He acted
and
like a
sends him
5-year-old
back,
child.
all of a sudden it's he's a bad guy. You guys can't have it both ways.
I don't want it both ways.
You
I want
do.
it one way.
Just like when the polls were all screwed and they were, you guys are winning. That's bullcrap. And now you guys are neck to neck, and now the polls are great. That's how you guys are.
I could care
you guys
less
are
about
so
the polls, but I do
one-way.
like to show it.
You guys
I
are
do like
so
to show you
one
up.
way.
Well, the
so
facts
one
are
way.
that the polls haven't swung really in either direction. I mean, yes, it has re-energized the Democratic Party. You desperately needed that. So
But
I think,
you know what's amazing is this.
What do you think about it? Do you think Biden won?
I think people going into the VP debate, if you liked Biden,
Right.
I think it was
So you don't
fantastic.
think Biden won?
I think he won. Absolutely.
I think he won too. And I thought Ryan won. Romney won the first debate.
Well, you
Absolutely.
and 65% of
Well,
Americans
I think
did think he won.
I think he did.
did a good job.
But I'm gonna tell you what. The next two debates is
Well, here's the
going to
thing.
be classic.
Here's the thing, though.
Gotta tune
as far
into
as
that.
the VP debate, CNN did a poll right after the debate.
I know it really.
Ryan
Sure.
won by 4 points. Ryan won by 4
Sure,
points.
right after the debate. But the
on content.
Well,
now people
content.
They said if you watch the debate, if you watch the video, Biden lost because he looked like a jackass.
I
All
don't
the
think-
facial expressions,
I
the
thought he looked
laughing,
great.
the 5-year-old activity. He looked like a 5-year-old.
But the
No,
problem
he
is you're
didn't.
And
but
Ryan
you're-
looked
He
presidential.
schooled him.
But this is the problem. The Democratic base is already aligned behind him. It's the independents right now that we have 25-day stretch, and it's the female independents that we have to go for.
Absolutely.
And so, like I said, it re-energized the Democratic Party, but it's those independents that we desperately need to vote in one way or another that I think Biden might maybe want to scale it back just a little bit, just because I think he was too abrasive and too aggressive.
It's definitely going to be a photo finish.
Right.
Women
I
don't
mean,
prefer
definitely.
someone butting in like that 85 times, especially when they're not butting in with facts.
Especially
they're butting
women,
in with
yeah.
noises, with jeers, with facial expressions, with making
tell you.
funky sounds.
Hey, it's just his personality. You guys are
What is he, a
picking.
5-year-old?
He's an.
Or is he
right,
senile?
right.
He's 65.
Yeah, he's just, and you know what? A 65-year-old guy whipped his butt. There you go.
No, he didn't whip
whipped
his butt. No, he sounded like a jackass.
277-9600 or 775-9600.
Actually,
who do
here's-
you think won the debate? Give us a call.
Here's something right now. During that debate, Joe Biden contradicted the State Department on the Benghazi security issue.
Oh, he did he?
Did you hear that?
Oh, he did. Tell me.
Vice President Biden claimed that the administration was not aware of requests for more security in Libya before September 11th attacks on the U.S. mission in Benghazi. He said it twice during the debate, which contradicted two State Department officials and the former head of diplomatic security in Libya. This is what he says. We weren't told they wanted more security. We did not know they wanted more security there.
Well,
that
that-
was straight from Biden.
Well, the
That was a
White House
complete
came
lie.
out and said they cleared this up, and he was saying that Biden was speaking on the behalf of him and the president, saying he personally
I've actually
was
got
not.
the cut. Sick Rick. Do we have cut 6 queued
Right.
up?
He was trying to
When
clarify
we get there,
that.
and this is the White House moving to insulate Biden and Obama on the Libya security question because, as usual, Biden off script puts his foot in his mouth, says the exact opposite of what's really going on. So now Jay Carney and all the cronies have to cover it up. You ready, Sick Rick, for cut 6? Let's go, buddy.
Good evening. I'm Brett Baer. The Obama administration is tonight scrambling to deal with a statement by
Is it
Vice
Fox?
President Joe Biden
Yes,
during
it's
last
Brett Baer.
night's debate that neither he nor the president were aware American diplomats in Libya had requested better security prior to that September 11th terror attack. Chief White House correspondent Ed Henry tried to get to the bottom of it today at the White House. Here's how it went.
As he tried to clarify for Vice President Biden today, White House spokesman Jay Carney also seemed to be insulating the two at the top.
Obviously, he was referring to He wasn't talking about the administration writ large. He was speaking about himself and the president in the White House.
It seemed like a gaffe for Biden in his debate with Republican Paul Ryan, especially coming on the one-month anniversary of the terror attack in Benghazi.
Well, we weren't told they wanted more security again. We did not know they wanted more security again.
At a rally in Richmond today, Republican Mitt Romney fired away.
The vice president directly contradicted the sworn testimony of State Department officials. He's doubling down on denial.
At Wednesday's House hearing, State Department officials expressed frustration over requests for more security in Libya being denied.
For me, the Taliban is on the inside of the building.
Raising questions about whether the vice president was passing blame for the terror attack that killed 4 Americans.
Basically, the buck stops with the State Department on security, then it doesn't stop at the White House?
Well, that's an unartful, made-for-television phrasing, Ed, but the fact of the matter,
the State Department, the president can't do it. That basically he doesn't make those assessments.
When it comes to the number of personnel who are in place at consulates and embassies and other diplomatic facilities around the world, those decisions are appropriately made at the State Department.
Biden also pointed the finger at intelligence officials over the confusion about whether an anti-Muslim video sparked the attack.
That was the assessment. And as the intelligence community changed their view, we made it clear they changed their view.
Today, 2 top Bush officials, former CIA Director General Michael Hayden and ex-Homeland Security Secretary Michael Chertoff, blasted away in a joint statement. Quote, "It is clear that any failure was not on the part of the intelligence community, but on the part of White House decision makers who should have listened to and acted on available intelligence. Blaming those who put their lives on the line is not the kind of leadership this country needs." Despite Biden's claim last night, Carney was vague today when pressed specifically about the president's intelligence briefings.
The president was not told that about security problems at Benghazi, a consulate that had been targeted.
I can tell you absolutely
he was not briefed
that there was no actionable intelligence that suggested there would be an attack at the Benghazi facility.
Well, there you have it. Wow. I mean, so clearly, they're going to do whatever they can to as the report suggests, insulate Biden and Obama from the statements that Biden made. You got multiple parties saying that there were clearly calls for increased security needs, and Biden either was unaware because he's not paying attention, or he's just flat out lying. But let's get to that after the break. We got 3 callers on hold.
Hold on.
When we get back, we'll hear from Byron Donalds. When we get back, he'll be on first. So give us about 3 or 4 minutes. We'll be back.
October 18th, join 96K Rock at the Bell Tower 20 for Led Zeppelin Celebration Day. Listen to us, Stan and Haney, to win a pair of tickets to see Led Zeppelin's 2007 concert from London on the big screen in HD at the Bell Tower 20. Now, this is the last show Led Zeppelin ever did, and now you can see it for free. For ticket information, visit 96krock.com. Led Zeppelin Celebration Day. From us, Stan and Haney, and 96K Rock.
Securing your family, your business, your property. That's what's important in your world. No matter how big, no matter how small. Secure your world with Imperial Fire Alarm and Security today.
Imperial Fire Alarm and Security is a local company with hometown service, the way it should be. One call to Imperial will align you with the most effective fire alarm security and surveillance systems, as well as state-of-the-art wireless monitoring. If you're a property manager or condo association member, ask about Imperial's wireless monitoring systems to replace costly and unreliable phone lines and save your community thousands. From individual homes to large communities, Imperial Fire Alarm and Security can secure your world.
Don't you think it's time to secure your world? Imperial Fire Alarm and Security services Lee, Charlotte, and Collier counties. Learn more at imperialfiresecurity.com or to schedule your free consultation, call 239-288-6482. Secure your world at imperialfiresecurity.com.
License number EF2 000046.
When it comes to landscaping, farming, or just cutting the grass, no one knows more than Matt Miller Tractor. They offer a huge selection of tractors and mowers for all your needs. Whether it's large commercial development or a small family project, they are your one-stop shop. Matt Miller Tractor is dedicated to providing their customers with the top-of-the-line products and services, all under one roof. Matt Miller takes great pride in his customer service, bringing top brands to you and offering best-of-industry warranties warranties on all product lines. If you're looking for that one-of-a-kind make or model, they have all the top names. Snapper, Kohler, King Cutter, Briggs & Stratton, and more. Sale, service, repair, and maintenance for 20 years. Once you experience their down-home approach to business, you'll see why Matt Miller Tractor is second to none. They treat each customer like a neighbor, because that's what you are. Call Matt Miller Tractor at 239-693-0305. That's 239-693-0305. Or stop by the store at 7261 West State Road 80.
She thinks my tractor's sexy.
The nicest used cars anywhere in the country are right here in Naples, and they're all on NaplesUsedCars.com. Hundreds of extra clean, low-mileage used cars at a fraction of their original prices. All makes, all models. Right now, every vehicle on NaplesUsedCars.com is on clearance for a limited time only. Toyotas, Hondas, and Dodge vehicles on clearance for under $3,000. Under $3,000. Plus, we have Cadillac and Volvo vehicles on clearance for under $9,000. Luxury vehicles under $9,000. Hundreds of quality pre-owned cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs from Toyota, Honda, Dodge, Cadillac, and Volvo, all starting under $9,000. All on clearance, and all for a very limited time only on NaplesUsedCars.com. Browse at your own pace 24 hours a day. Get your trade value, your interest rate, your down payment, your monthly payment. Even fill out your credit app online. Plus, we'll buy your car even if you don't buy one of ours. Visit NaplesUsedCars.com. That's NaplesUsedCars.com.
Plus tax, tag, and title fee sponsored by Germain.
We now return to the T-Shirt Awards. And now for the award for Southwest Florida's leading T-shirt shop. May I have the envelope, please? And the winner is Deanie Potsabob.
Psst, no, it's Bob's Top End. You're reading the winner upside down.
What?
Bob's Top End is turning the T-shirt world upside down with quality custom screen printing, embroidery, and graphics. Perfect for your business, organization, and school. From Bob's Top End.
So it gives me great honor to present this golden statue to Deanie Potsabob.
I'm telling you, it's Bob's Top End.
That's not what the statue says.
That's because you're holding that upside down, too.
What?
No matter how you say it, there's only one Bob's Top End. 11,000 Metro Parkway, north of Crystal Drive and Fort Myers. Bob's Top End. Call 936-8880.
Talking our hometown, our state, and the state of our country. Now back to the Ledge Radio Show with JD and Smitty on 96 K-Rock. Talk that rocks.
Welcome back. The phone numbers are 239-277-9600 or 775-9600. You can check out our live stream at theledgeradioshow.com. You can also find us at facebook.com/The Ledge Radio Show. If you'd like to advertise during this show for our new primetime slot every Saturday from 10 a.m. to noon, visit our website, contact us for details. Smitty, let's get to some of these callers who have been graciously holding through the break.
Thank you.
We've got Byron Donalds patiently holding on line 3.
Byron Donalds, who's he?
Byron, you're on the Ledge Radio Show. Are you there, buddy?
I'm here. How you doing?
Good, man. What's up? What's on your mind, my friend?
Oh, my gosh. I was listening to Smitty. I felt the need to call in and correct him on a couple of things.
Please do.
I'm sure you will.
How you doing, Smitty?
Good, bro.
Hey, listen, that debate was atrocious from a vice president, but it's to be expected. I mean, his plan was to go in there and make it a dirty-looking fight because it's crystal clear to anybody who knows politics that Paul Ryan has the substance and the details on everything when it comes to public policy.
Really?
And Joe Biden has a track record of making foolish statements when it comes to foreign policy. Last night was not the first time, and it definitely won't be the last time. So if you go into a fight like that and you know that your opponent can make you look bad on being a tactician, you make it a dirty fight. You clinch, you push them into the ropes, you hold, you headbutt. That's what Joe Biden was doing Thursday night. And that's why it came across.
That's what Romney did the first. That's what Romney did on the first debate, though, Byron. That's what Romney did. He just kept bulling over and just bumping, and then finally we said, "Okay, we want to play dirty. We'll play dirty."
The difference is Romney was using facts.
Okay.
He
wasn't using facts. Joe Smitty Biden. Hold on a minute, because here's the truth. Romney never interrupted Barack Obama. He interrupted Jim Laro.
Absolutely.
He interrupted him a lot. And who cares about interrupting the moderator? They're a moderator. You can interrupt them all you want.
Game on.
He never interrupted Barack Obama.
Game on, bro.
Joe Biden repeatedly interrupted Paul Ryan, especially when it came to Libya and when it came to Medicare and tax policy. Joe Biden likes to talk about this 97% of small businesses that won't see their taxes go up, but the truth of the matter is those 3% of small businesses that will see a tax hike, they employ half the country. Those are the facts.
That is a fact.
Half the country. My employer is a small business owner that makes over $250,000 a year.
So is Donald Trump.
Taxes going up.
Donald Trump's small business too.
See, Smitty, though, but you can't have it both ways. I don't want my employer's taxes going up. You know why? Because that impacts my earnings. It happens on my dinner table.
Then you won't have to pay 14%. Then you got to pay 25% or something. What's the problem?
Smitty, you know that's a bunch of nonsense.
Oh, that's nonsense.
It may be
14%, and it could be a quadra-billionaire, but everybody else has to pay more, and that's fair to you because you're a GOPer. You're not a blue-collar guy in the field worrying about your check.
Yeah, Byron. He says you don't work, Byron.
Most of those people actually pay employment tax and other taxes. So if they're stuck at 14%, and you might pay
it ain't
14%,
fair.
It doesn't matter.
I don't care how you spin the numbers. It ain't fair. I don't care how you spin it. It ain't fair.
Hang on, I got something.
Life
Byron
isn't fair.
Byron,
another call.
The difference is Smitty doesn't run a business. He doesn't know how to run a business. He doesn't know what the taxes are in a business, so he can't speak.
I know.
He can't speak intelligently about it.
Right. You guys are just gospel and genius. You know it all.
Go ahead, Byron, before we got to let you go, man.
We can see how the GOP got us in this great position as we are now.
You guys go.
Yes,
I'll let you guys go. When it comes to the 14% tax rate, that's on capital gains.
Absolutely.
The reason why it's on capital gains is because that money was already taxed as ordinary income or as corporate income at the normal tax rate.
Yep.
So what Mitt Romney's paying taxes on is money he already paid taxes on. So the effective tax rate on that money is really 50%.
That's correct.
Absolutely. Take into account
it sounds like
not fuzzy
GOP fuzzy math, just a loophole, another loophole, a donut hole, find a way to screw the middleman.
If it was a loophole, believe me, us business owners would find a way to get around it because we pay it on income tax.
You're not big enough, though. You're not big enough. When you're like Donald Trump, you will find a way to get around it.
That was a nonsense,
Hey, I know a way to get around it. We'll just put our money over in overseas accounts. Hey, there's a good way. We'll put our money in overseas accounts like Romney does.
Hey, Byron, thanks for the call, buddy.
Thanks, buddy.
Hey, no problem. You guys have a good day.
Take care, man. All right, let's get to Denise on line 1. Denise, you're on the Ledge Radio Show with JD and Smitty. And Amber.
Hi. I watched the debate, and I, as a woman, not only that, but ex-military, really felt that Biden was a condescending asshole.
Woo, that was a tough one.
And excuse my language, I know we're on radio, but anybody
Did you know we were on radio?
Says that around 9/11 they wouldn't be asking for extra security, especially in Libya of all places, is either a complete and utter moron or is lying to save the Obama administration from the fact that they allowed one of our diplomats to be killed.
Hey, Denise,
I agree, Denise.
I'm
with you.
Let me read something to you, okay? It said for fiscal 2013, the GOP-controlled House proposed spending $1.9 billion for the State Department Worldwide Security Protection Program, well below the $215 billion requested by the Obama administration. Okay, the House Republicans cut the administration's request for embassy security by $128 million in 2011.
$128 million. We're talking about $200 billion.
Doesn't matter. You can.
You're talking about 2013.
Let me finish. Don't interrupt when I'm talking.
Hasn't even got
Don't
here
interrupt
yet.
when I'm telling her
Biden?
facts. Don't interrupt when I'm telling her something.
What Biden?
And then so anyhow, this is what they did. They cut it, okay? And they cut it by $331 million in 2012. These are facts now, okay? Negotiations with the Democrat-controlled Senate restored $88 million of the administration's request. Last year, Secretary of State Hillary warned the Republicans' proposed cuts for a department would be detrimental to the Americans' national security, okay? And of course, the Republicans rejected that. The GOP Vice Presidential nominee Paul Ryan, Republican Darrell Issa, and other House Republicans voted for an amendment in 2009 to cut another $1.2 billion from the state operation, including funds for 300 more diplomatic security positions. Under Biden's budget, no defense discretionary spending, which includes State Department funding, will be slashed by nearly 20% in 2014, which translates more than $400 million in additional cuts to the embassy security. Okay, so it's also important to note that the Republican appropriation in Congress gave the administration $300 million less than it asked for the State Department, including the funding for security. So when you want to put the blame on everybody but your own GOP party, you better read a little bit.
Hey, Denise.
Okay, well, if you also look at it, the GOP party also recommended that when Obama pulls all of these service people out of Afghanistan, why not put them at our embassies? These people are already trained to fight and trained to fight terrorist attacks.
Yeah, we're trying to get out of there, in case you didn't know. We're trying to get out of there.
You're not listening, Smitty. You're not listening to what she
You're not
said.
listening. What I'm saying is the GOP said, fine, when we pull out the troops from Afghanistan, we're still paying them. Let's put them at the embassies. They are used to fighting off
And they didn't do it. Not only did they not do it, Denise.
Can't have it both ways. Spending cuts and funding.
Okay, I just looked up what you said, Smitty. The budget control acts. It's a $510 billion over 10 years. So it's only $30 billion a year, and all that was basically waste, which they're pulling out. And they said that John McCain actually requested this the budget ceiling to be raised in order for that to even be passed.
Hey, thanks, Denise, for the call.
Thanks, Denise.
Keep listening.
Thank you.
Thank you, Denise. And if you have a son who's in the military, congratulations. You're proud, and I would be too.
Absolutely.
Well, here's the bottom line, though. You know, the Libyan consulate, the Libyan embassy asked for more security. Not only did they get less security, they actually had security removed from their embassy when they asked for it at the State Department level. And you know what the State Department told them? We'll hire some local Libyan forces to help out because we want to keep a low profile presence so we don't anger the locals. That's what they told them after 200 attacks. There were 200 terror attacks on that embassy in the last year. And this is what the State Department told them. That's Hillary Clinton. Hey, let's get to another caller. We have Ron on line 2. Ron, you're on the Ledge Radio Show with JD and Smitty and Amber.
Hey. Yeah, it just was very disturbing to me to see a vice president up there acting so immature and so unprofessional and had no class whatsoever.
I agree, buddy.
And you expect more than that from a vice president.
That's what happens when you get beat.
Talking and you're looking over there laughing and acting like a monkey next to him. Everything he said just sounded like wah, wah, wah after that. I couldn't respect a word that he said or to even look at him. I wish they'd have taken that picture off.
I agree, buddy. I thought he acted like a 5-year-old.
He was, and you know he's supposed to be the elder there, schooling the younger guy, and what happened to manners? Didn't he learn those when he was young?
No, he did not.
It's a dirty game,
he's
politics,
a Democrat. What do you
and that's what happened when Romney went after Obama. So we just said, okay, this is the dirty game you want to play.
So
we'll play hardball.
Stick his tongue out and put his hands in his mouth. And
It's because you got whipped up. Don't get upset because you got whipped on that. The old man schooled the young boy. He whipped him. He whipped him.
Let me ask you, Smitty, do you think that Mitt Romney acted...
Hey, Ron, thanks for the call.
Thanks,
buddy.
Ron.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Do you think that Mitt Romney acted the same, as in...
Same mannerisms
than
act like a monkey.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Oh, he did.
Pretty much.
Romney was as presidential as they come during that debate. And all he did was give him the facts.
You know, woulda, shoulda, coulda. Everybody knows that Obama didn't have a great night. But guess what? Look at the next debate. I guarantee you.
We're looking at the future already.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
That's all Obama's got, future, because his history sucks.
Yeah, whatever. You go see the next debate.
With Obama, though,
he's going to kick butt and take names.
Hey, listen, before we go to break, guys, let's take, let's see what we got. Jim from Punta Gorda, line 3. Jim, you're on the Ledge Radio Show with JD and Smitty and Amber filling in today.
Hey, how are you guys?
Good, buddy. What you got, man?
Good. Let me ask you something. Now, we're all talking about Romney, right? And we're talking about Ryan, who I think he doesn't have a clue once he gets put in that seat. I think he's not going to be able to control. Romney and Ryan think that they can make changes.
Okay.
They're not going to be able to. All we're going to do, we're going to suffer as small businesses, middle class, when these two clowns get put into office.
And Obama's made your small business, middle class a whole lot better?
Hasn't made it worse.
It's getting better. You know what? I went to Baltimore to work. Went to St. Pete to work. There's work now in Fort Myers and Naples. There wasn't before. I don't know about your business, JD, but I see it.
It is getting better.
Why are you going to change it now? Why are you going to change it now?
Well, I don't think I think business in general is cyclical anyway. So business would come back around for the most part anyway. But if you allow Obama to continue with his adding the taxes and the tax burden, the Obamacare and all that crap onto my business,
I would rather see Romney cut my taxes and then also reduce my deductions.
Me too.
Oh yeah, I'd love to see that. Now I can't get my $3,600 from my kids for their deduction. That's going to be reduced. I can't get my school deductions. They're going to college.
What do you think about a fair tax? What do you think about a fair? What do you think about a fair tax, Jim? Hey, Jim, we're on the radio, man. There's people listening.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Did you not realize that?
10% across the board.
Get rid of Jim. I'm not going to put up with that mess. No, we're going to take a break. People, you got to realize this is the radio, man. You guys need to have some tact.
The first one to call in.
What do you expect for a Democrat, though?
The first one to call in and tell tell Tripod Billy that you want these. We're going to give away some gift certificates from Mel's Diner. It's $30 worth, so you can take your
$30 in Mel's
$30,
Diner,
man.
You can load up.
You can go in there and load up on Mel's.
Because they got some phenomenal.
They got some
breakfasts
breakfasts that's really nice over there. So give
for like $6.
Just
you
give
can
Billy
eat
a call and tell him, hey, you want to be the winner chicken dinner, and then you have it. Okay?
Is that the phrase they got to use?
That's it. You got to call Billy and say winner chicken dinner, and then first one to call.
277-9600, 775-9600. We'll be right back.
96 K-Rock supports Southwest Florida's bikers with the Biker Map.
Hey, this is Chris from the Biker Map. The Biker Map is in over 500 locations, and if you can't find it, just go to thebikermap.com. The Biker Map.
Grab a copy by stopping by K-Rock Broadcasts and always at the K-Rock Studios in Estero.
I just want to say thank you to Southwest Florida and all the advertisers for supporting all the motorcycle riders out there. The Biker Map. And be sure to be on the lookout for the all-new The Boater Map from 96 K-Rock and 96krock.com.
Securing your family, your business, your property. That's what's important in your world. No matter how big, no matter how small. Secure your world with Imperial Fire Alarm and Security today.
Imperial Fire Alarm and Security is a local company with hometown service, the way it should be. One call to Imperial will align you with the most effective fire alarm security and surveillance systems, as well as state-of-the-art wireless monitoring. If you're a property manager or condo association member, ask about Imperial's wireless monitoring systems to replace costly and unreliable phone lines and save your community thousands. From individual homes to large communities, Imperial Fire Alarm and Security can secure your world.
Don't you think it's time to secure your world? Imperial Fire Alarm and Security services Lee, Charlotte, and Collier counties. Learn more at imperialfiresecurity.com or to schedule your free consultation, call 239-288-6482. Secure your world at imperialfiresecurity.com.
License number EF2000046.
Southwest Florida knows that Duncan's Diamonds has the best prices, but it's their quality, selection, and excellent customer service that keeps customers coming back year after year. And Duncan's Diamonds customers have great things to say.
Their sales team is extremely helpful and knowledgeable.
I shopped at other jewelry stores, but there's no place like Duncan's Diamonds. And I tell all my friends to come here every chance I get.
At Duncan's Diamonds, I found everything I was looking for. Great designers. I was awfully impressed with their Hearts on Fire diamonds and jewelry. You know, they're really amazing.
The customer service is excellent. You know, you're free to take your time and browse without being hassled, and all your questions are answered.
I've been to every chain jewelry store, department store, and independently owned stores. None of them beat Duncan's Diamonds prices. They are the best.
I had some jewelry to sell, and by far, Duncan's Diamonds paid me the most cash and paid on the spot.
Duncan's Diamonds puts your mind at ease. Best quality at the best price.
Discover Duncan's Diamonds, Fort Myers on US 41, and in the Gulf Coast Town Center, where you'll find the largest selection at the best prices in Southwest Florida.
For right at 25 years, I've had the opportunity to represent thousands of families who've trusted me and my firm during their time of need. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. As trial lawyers, we're proud of the work we've done on behalf of the consumer. You know, sometimes the insurance industry and HMOs single out trial lawyers for our work, but the proof is in the pudding. It's been the work of America's trial lawyers that has resulted in safer products, better health care, and better treatment of the elderly who live in nursing homes. There's still much work to be done, though. I hope you'll visit us at forthepeople.com. As a boy growing up in Kentucky, I could never have imagined the opportunity you've given me and my firm. My principles are the same today as when I worked for the phone company and was a member of the AFL-CIO. My loyalty was then and is now for the people, not the powerful. Thank you for your trust. Morgan & Morgan, for the people. Offices, Fort Myers, Naples.
2 words you never hear together at lunch: quick and delicious. Unless, of course, you eat lunch at Boston's Restaurant and Sports Bar in Naples. Boston's prides itself on delicious lunches served fast for those on the go, and it's only $10 including beverage and tip. Happy hours every day from 3 to 7, and live music from Cloud 9 every Friday and Saturday night from 7 to 10. Featuring DirecTV in your home for the Big Ten. Boston's Restaurant and Sports Bar, located on 41 East Trail in the Sugden Park Plaza in Naples.
Hey, Caroline, I just went outside in your vehicle. I happened to pass. There was a big box in the back seat.
Yeah, that's...
No, a huge box. What was it?
The TV.
What TV?
The TV that I got. You're giving away TVs. Like, I got
Caroline,
a TV.
I bought 700 of them for our customers.
Right, so you can spare one.
You're not eligible for the last time.
I didn't ask if I was eligible.
This is... I can't even say what it is, Caroline, but this is nonsense.
Okay.
Get the damn TV out of the car, Caroline, and put it
I
back
will.
in
As
the
soon as I
parts
get home,
department.
I'm going to take it out of the car.
Caroline, put
set
it
it
back
up
in
the
there.
living room.
We're giving away.
Sit down and
we're
watch some
giving away
football.
TVs with every purchase this month, Caroline, new or used.
Right.
40-inch flat screens, not 23-inch or 19-inch. 40-inch flat screens.
And
I want
you
my
have
peeps to watch football the right way, Caroline.
over 700, so
Get
you can
it
spare
out
one.
of the car, Caroline, now. Or you'll be working down the road at one of those dinky donkey deals. We understand?
No,
each other?
I don't
You
wanna
will
go
no
there.
longer be huge, Caroline.
Let's get back to work, please. So, go ahead.
Now back to the Ledge Radio Show with JD and Smitty on 96 K-Rock. Talk that rocks.
Welcome back. The phone numbers are 239-277-9600 or 775-9600. You can check out our live stream at theledgeradioshow.com. You can also find us at facebook.com/The Ledge Radio Show. Before we get into it, I know we had a heated discussion heading into the break. I want to switch gears just for a second and talk a little bit about some friends of ours at Duncan's Diamonds. Duncan's Diamonds in Fort Myers is where we go for all our diamond jewelry purchases.
You bet.
I personally shopped at many places. Been married like 1,700 years, and Duncan's Diamonds prices were easily 25 to 50% below other diamond and jewelry stores.
But a lot of I'm sorry's.
I've never found a jewelry store like Duncan's Diamonds. The people there are great, very helpful, extremely knowledgeable. Duncan's Diamonds has the best selection, quality, and by far the greatest values at or below internet and wholesale prices.
And great folks to talk with. They'll tell you if you don't have any knowledge about some diamonds and whatnot. They'll educate
They
you a
will
little
help
bit
you
and help you out.
And if you've got used gold that you want to get rid of, they'll buy it from you
Or
at
give
the
it to
best
us.
prices in town. If you don't give your jewelry to Smitty, just take them to Duncan's Diamonds. They'll buy it
If you
from
just want to drop it off to me, I'll take it off your hands. No problem.
So the next time you're looking for a quality diamond or amazing jewelry, go to Duncan's Diamonds and tell them that JD from the Ledge Radio Show sent you. You won't be disappointed. Smitty, coming into the break, we had a little. Well, we got a caller in line, but we also had someone that won the Mel's gift certificates. We had Phil. Phil from San Carlos won $30 in Mel's gift certificates, so he's gonna be
Phil.
He's gonna be eating this morning.
Get your grub on, my friend.
I got your buddy on line one. He couldn't wait.
Oh, who's that?
Your buddy Paul, line one.
Terrorist.
Yeah, Militant Paul is on line one with the Ledge Radio Show. What you got, Paul?
Hey, Smitty, I hear that you're sick this morning.
Yeah, sick
Diarrhea
of
the
you.
mouth is running
Sick of
around,
you.
huh?
Diarrhea of the
Sick
mouth.
of you before you even call in.
Yeah, you know what? It's funny. I ran into one of your friends yesterday on my way to work.
Yeah.
And he drove up next to me. He's cussing me out, flipping me off. I'm like,
It's got to be a good joke.
this guy off, and I roll my window down. He's like, Obamacare's the best. Obama's going to win, MNF'er. You're going to lose.
He must
You're
have
gonna
saw
lose."
your
been related
bumper
to you,
stickers.
Paul.
All because I had an Obama sticker on my truck. That's real classy. That's
Hey,
your
Paul,
Obama
I got a
face
joke for
right
you.
there.
I got a joke
But
for you. I got a joke for you, Paul.
Yeah, your joke.
Listen, Paul. A Republican, a liberal, and a Democrat.
Good morning, Amber.
Good
A
morning.
Republican, a liberal, and a Democrat go into a bar to have a drink. The bartender says, "What do you want to have to drink, Mitt Romney?"
Oh, man, Smitty, no wonder why you don't go out anymore.
You like that, huh, Paul? I know that's a little over your head, Paul, but I got a feeling you got the thrust of what it was about. Okay?
Fabulous pickup line.
Hey,
You know, Paul's
Paul.
pickup line is, "Hey, you want to go home and?"
Hey, Paul. Thanks for calling, buddy. Take care, man.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
All right, see you.
Paul, make sure I bet you he's a nice guy when he's asleep.
So, listen, back to the debate real quick. Another point that Biden appeared to signal, he has signaled a potential shift in policy, apparently. He made policy change that night because he described the president's proposed tax hike as affecting people making $1 million and more instead of the $250,000 or $200,000. But unfortunately, White House Press Secretary Jay Carney, while elusively praising Biden's feisty performance, had to use his briefing Friday to clear up those and other statements. On both points, Carney sought at length to explain why Biden's remarks were being misinterpreted. So, again, Biden off script, foot in mouth, messes it up. Carney has to clean it up for him.
Of course.
Of course.
Of course.
What do you expect? That's your guy, right, Smitty?
Yeah, he's my guy. Let me tell you some things that Ryan said, okay? Ryan said Obama's proposal to let tax rate rise for income individuals would tax 53% of the small business income. Wrong. Ryan is counting... Wrong is... And this is from factcheck.org. Wrong. Ryan is counting giant hedge funds and thousands of other multi-million-dollar enterprises such as small businesses. Okay, Ryan was also wrong when he said that the raise in jobless rate in Biden's hometown was how it's going around America. The rates nationally has sunk back to where when Obama took office, and Ryan's hometown is more than 4% lower than it was in Obama's term. Okay, so these are just some of the small things that he lies about.
Well,
okay?
here's one from Biden then. We went out and rescued General Motors. The facts? Actually, the auto bailout of GM and Chrysler began under President Bush. The Obama administration continued and expanded it. So
I don't have any problem giving money to GM because it's an American company, so I don't have any problem. You guys
I have big problems with it.
Okay.
I think they should have went bankrupt because they ran their business on the
Ryan
ground.
claimed the administration spent stimulus money on electric cars in Finland. Not true at all. Although the cars have been assembled in Finland, the money went directly to the workforce in the United States. So that was completely false. Okay,
completely false.
Ryan misquoted a Medicare official by saying one of the 6 hospitals and nursing homes are going to go out of business as a result of the Affordable Care Act. Not quite. Not even close. The official said that many could become unprofitable, and if that situation was starting to arise, they would monitor it and head it off. Okay,
15% will become unprofitable based
but
upon the Obamacare is what would happen.
That's
15%.
That's what they're saying. But they also said they
on
can.
top of 30%
they also said they can,
cuts for the physicians.
But they also said that they can also monitor it and head it off if it's heading that direction.
Smitty acts like Biden.
Okay.
He'll interrupt
if you have Medicare and
this is factcheck.org, not the Blaze or RushLimbaugh.com. Okay.
That's
Ryan also claimed
that still doesn't give you the right to interrupt every time someone else is talking. Just because you got fact checked out.
I'm talking something.
Go ahead.
Don't get upset because because I'm giving you some actual facts.
Facts are fine.
Instead of the Blaze.
But acting like Biden ain't
Ryan
cool.
claimed that the ACA contains taxpayer funding of abortion. In fact, no
Smitty doesn't
law.
know what the ACA means.
Are you going to interrupt me now? Okay?
I'm just being like you. I'm acting like Biden.
Okay. The fact that the law provides no. You want to have a show here? You want to interrupt? Okay. The fact the law provides no direct funding of abortion except in cases of rape, incest, or to save the mother's life. And so you just because you want to try to interrupt, these are all the false things that Ryan has been spinning.
I can do the same thing.
Well,
Would
you
like
do. You do every game. I've been doing it for 7 months with you. It's the same thing.
When asked who would pay more in taxes in Obama's second term, people making $1 million or more is what Biden said. The facts: Obama's proposed tax increase reaches farther down the income ladder than millionaires. He wants to roll back Bush-era tax cuts for individuals making over $200,000, couples making more than $250,000. So he was off by only $750,000.
That's not bad.
That's Biden.
That's not bad.
Well, it looks like we got a caller coming in, but I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait for just a moment because there are, and this is AP fact check, which I'm not a big fan of AP, but
take a call.
I will as soon as I see who it is. Okay. Here's Biden. What we did is we saved $716 billion and put it back, applied it to Medicare. The facts: contrary to Biden's assertion, not all the money cut from Medicare is going back into the program in some other way. The administration is cutting $716 billion over 10 years in Medicare payments to providers and using some of the money to improve benefits under the program. But most of the money is being used to expand health coverage outside of Medicare.
Can I interject something why that you're on this? Because
Please
I
do.
don't think a lot of people understand how Medicare works. I mean, if this Obamacare goes into effect, Medicare and Medicaid, which is two separate, but Medicare physicians, providers that actually take this, will be dropping Medicare. So if you have Medicare and this goes into effect, the payments will be cut back by 30%. Medicare already pays us below, our fee schedule.
Oh,
so
very far below.
Mark my words, you will have a good 40 to 50% of providers dropping it completely
Dropping
and
Medicare.
not taking it at all.
That's right. Why would that's like in a normal business? Say when you're not a doctor and you get a government program that says, well, you normally charge $50 for that service. We're only going to pay $25.
Right.
And I'm going to go, why would I even accept to do your
You
work
don't.
if I got to pay to do it?
Exactly.
Because it's going to cost me
It
money
costs me more.
Cost me more to see your guy.
It does.
And to take the little bit of money he's going to dribble in.
Right. We know how much based upon malpractice and everything what it costs. So if we take below what we're getting paid from Medicare and then we're getting another 30% cut, you're going to go out of business.
Let's take the call real quick.
I don't see anybody going out of business.
I know you don't because you live in a fantasy land. Let's take
It's
Phil from
factual.
line 1. Phil, you're on the Ledge Radio Show with JD and Smitty and Amber today.
Good morning.
Yes. Listening to the program, the comment was made that the electric cars that were made in Finland and then shipped here.
That was
all
Smitty.
The money went to workers here.
That's Smitty
How
talking.
Can you put them together in Finland and not pay the people in Finland?
I can tell you
Our
that.
workers didn't go over there and put the cars together.
That is correct, Phil.
I can tell you the factcheck.org, and I taped it right off here. It's right here. It says, Ryan claimed the Obama administration spent stimulus money on the electric cars in Finland. It says not true at all. Although the cars have been assembled in Finland, the money went for work in the United States.
That didn't make any sense.
make any
What
sense.
what money went for what work?
I'm an economics teacher. That doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't.
Well, I'll have to send that to factcheck.org and ask them for an explanation.
I'm sure you got enough Wikipedia.
Do you support bailing out the industry, the GM industry, if you're
Do
in
I
the cars?
support it?
Yeah. Did you support the
I would
bailout?
rather seen it go through a private loan bankruptcy than go through the government.
Me too, Phil. I'm with you, buddy.
And I know Bush started them, and I unfortunately voted for Bush.
A lot of us people feel that same way.
But no, I would have rather seen it be privately financed like it ought to have been.
Like a regular business, like anybody's everyday business. If
I own a business, anybody owns a business, and you're going bankrupt, the government's going to come bail you out?
Nope.
I don't think so.
No, they're not. But they will if they're going to. Remember this too, Phil.
They bailed out the banks.
Remember this too, Phil.
They bailed out Wall Street.
When they bailed out GM, who got the stock in GM? The unions did.
I'm sure the government.
The union got over 51% of the stock of GM. That was a payback for getting Obama in office. I can guarantee you that.
Oh well, I'll tell you. I mean, obviously, I am not an Obama fan.
I'm with you, buddy.
I 8 or 4 years ago during the primaries, I said and I'm going to tell you what I'm at. I'm a Republican. I said then if I was a Democrat, I would vote for Hillary in the Democratic.
Absolutely.
There you go.
I think she would have probably done better.
Yeah, she would.
I would agree.
She's going to run next time.
She'll be too old. She won't make it.
I don't know the way that she's being thrown under the bus now.
I wouldn't say that either.
It's politics.
Well, hey, Phil, we appreciate the call, buddy. We're coming up on a hard break. Keep listening, man.
Okay.
Thank you, Phil. Thanks for calling.
Keep talking to your friends. Talking people like Smitty into voting for Romney, because that's what we need.
Make sure you give
Got to get rid of the commie.
Paul the middle finger wave.
Well, Smitty, I know you got a little giveaway you want to get to for the next hour.
For the next hour, whoever calls in tells Billy a winner chicken dinner. I got a looks like a $49
and 65 cents
and 65 cents Crave certificate. It's a restaurant in McGregor. It's very good. It's all
great
fresh
homemade
fresh food, and
it's not very big. So call ahead and get some, make some reservations.
It's $49.65. It's a winner chicken dinner. Call up and tell Billy you want the Crave certificate.
277-9600 775-9600. When we get back from the break at the top of the hour, we're going to have Lee County Sheriff Mike Scott in studio and Bob Smitty Smith running for hospital board. We'll be back in just a few moments.
96 K-Rock.
Your home for Miami Dolphins football.
Presented by Bud Light.
Fresh off their second victory of the season, the Dolphins prepare to knock the mustache off Jeff Fisher's face. Fins, Rams, Sunday. Pre-game at 11, kickoff at 1.
Presented by Bud Light. Brought to you by Schuler Steakhouse, Boat Camper Sports Bar and Grill, Cape Smoke Shop, Great Southern Products, and Executive Electronics of Southwest Florida.
On 96
K-Rock.
Securing your family, your business, your property. That's what's important in your world. No matter how big, no matter how small. Secure your world with Imperial Fire Alarm and Security today.
Imperial Fire Alarm and Security is a local company with hometown service, the way it should be. One call to Imperial will align you with the most effective fire alarm security and surveillance systems, as well as state-of-the-art wireless monitoring. If you're a property manager or condo association member, ask about Imperial's wireless monitoring systems to replace costly and unreliable phone lines and save your community thousands. From individual homes to large communities, Imperial Fire Alarm and Security can secure your world.
Don't you think it's time to secure your world? Imperial Fire Alarm and Security services Lee, Charlotte, and Collier counties. Learn more at imperialfiresecurity.com or to schedule your free consultation, call 239-288-6482. Secure your world at imperialfiresecurity.com.
License number EF2000046.
Southwest Florida knows that Duncan's Diamonds has the best prices, but it's their quality, selection, and excellent customer service that keeps customers coming back year after year. And Duncan's Diamonds customers have great things to say.
Their sales team is extremely helpful and knowledgeable.
I shopped at other jewelry stores. There's no place like Duncan's Diamonds. And I tell all my friends to come here every chance I get.
At Duncan's Diamonds, I found everything I was looking for. Great designers. I was awfully impressed with their Hearts on Fire diamonds and jewelry. They're really amazing.
The customer service is excellent. You're free to take your time and browse without being hassled, and all your questions are answered.
I've been to every chain jewelry store, department store, and independently owned stores. None of them beat Duncan's Diamonds prices. They are the best.
I had some jewelry to sell, and by far, Duncan's Diamonds paid me the most cash and paid on the spot.
Duncan's Diamonds puts your mind at ease. Best quality at the best price.
Discover Duncan's Diamonds, Fort Myers on US 41, and in the Gulf Coast Town Center, where you'll find the largest selection at the best prices in Southwest Florida.
When it comes to landscaping, farming, or just cutting the grass, no one knows more than Matt Miller Tractor. They offer a huge selection of tractors and mowers for all your needs. Whether it's large commercial development or a small family project, they are your one-stop shop. Matt Miller Tractor is dedicated to providing their customers with the top-of-the-line products and services, all under one roof. Matt Miller takes great pride in his customer service, bringing top brands to you and offering best-of-industry warranties on all product lines. If you're looking for that one-of-a-kind make or model, they have all the top names: Snapper, Kohler, King Cutter, Briggs & Stratton, and more. Sale, service, repair, and maintenance for 20 years. Once you experience their down-home approach to business, you'll see why Matt Miller Tractor is second to none. They treat each customer like a neighbor, because that's what you are. Call Matt Miller Tractor at 239-693-0305. That's 239-693-0305. Or stop by the store at 7261 West State Road 80.
She thinks my tractor's sexy.
The pre-owned Lexus vehicles at Germain Lexus are better than exceptional, and so are the prices. So we've created a new word to describe them: Lexceptional. Right now, get Lexceptionally low prices on every certified pre-owned Lexus in stock. Hand-picked local one-owner trades and lease returns certified by the factory and backed by a 3-year, 100,000-mile warranty and 24-hour roadside assistance, starting under $20,000 and financing as low as 0.9%. And every Germain Lexus comes with Platinum Club membership benefits, featuring complimentary car washes, oil changes, and more. But these Lexceptional deals can't possibly last. So hurry to our all-new state-of-the-art facility at Germain Lexus of Naples on the corner of Wiggins Pass and US 41. It's truly Lexceptional. Or call 1-866-49-LEXUS and online at GermainLexusofNaples.com. Price plus tax tag title and dealer fees. Financing on select models for a limited term with approved credit expires month end.
The world-famous Buckingham Blues Bar is celebrating their 10-year anniversary of Kick-Ass Blues. Wednesday, October 17th.
With special guests J.J. Gray and Mofro.
Gates open at 5:30. Music starts at 6. Featuring Tommy Lee Cook and the Boys of Buckingham. Then special guests J.J. Gray and Mofro.
Tickets online at buckinghambar.com or jjgray.com.
On Buckingham Road. Call 239-693-7111.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. With today's technology, work from home and smartphones continue to become a staple for workers around the country. Employees today are more connected to their workplace, whether they want to be or not. Oftentimes, employers communicate with employees before or after scheduled working hours to perform work-related tasks such as reviewing documents, returning phone calls, or checking emails and devices. Many employers fail or refuse to pay their employees for this extra work incurred off the clock. Also, some employers are requiring employees to report to work early or to stay late, to prepare reports, turn on and boot up computers, or have staff for client meetings that are off the clock and uncompensated. For answers to your overtime questions, visit forthepeople.com or call 1-800-MORGAN-LAW. At Morgan & Morgan, we represent consumers. Morgan & Morgan, for the people. Offices, Fort Myers and Naples.
From the huge studios, WRXK, Bonita Springs, Naples, Fort Myers, a Beasley Broadcast Group station, 96K-Rock and 96KRock.com. Talk that rocks.
Get off the ledge! Get off the ledge!
This country sure as hell been going down the drain.
I love the smell of napalm in the morning.
What's the buzz? Tell me what's happening. What's the buzz? Tell me what's happening.
Why should you want to know? Don't you mind about the future?
And now, live, unedited, unrehearsed, and unapologetic, brought to you by Duncan's Diamonds, your direct diamond importer. Straight off the ledge, it's JD and Smitty!
This is the Ledge Radio Show with JD and Smitty on 96K Rock. Phone lines are open, 277-9600. Or for the viewers around the world watching live streaming HD video on the Ledge Cam, 239-775-9600. You can visit our website and blog at theledgeradioshow.com. You can also give us a like at facebook.com/The Ledge Radio Show.
Welcome back. Welcome back. The second hour is going to be brought to you by Imperial Fire Alarm and Security. For all your fire alarm security needs, CCTV, access control needs, call Imperial Fire Alarm and Security today at 239-288-6482. That's 288-6482. Or visit them on the web at www.imperialfiresecurity.com or Google them. Securing your world.
There you go. Technician standing by. I'd like to welcome in studio with us now. We've got Lee County Sheriff Mike Scott back with us. Sheriff Scott, thanks for being here, man.
Hey, good morning. Pleasure to be here.
And we've also got Bob Smitty Smith running for hospital board. Is that Lee County, Bob?
Yes, it is. Lee County, District 3, but the election is countywide.
Now, do you prefer Smitty?
I prefer Smitty.
Well, we actually have a Smitty, too.
That's a good damn name.
That's right. That's right.
All right, so guys, what brings you here today, man? What's going on? We know we got the general election coming up real soon, just a couple weeks away, getting down to the wire. I mean, how's things looking for everybody?
Well, I was actually called here for a disturbance. So I heard two guys, JD and Smitty, were at it in rare form this morning.
I want to file first.
Go back out to my car and get my bulletproof vest in here. You guys are in top shape. We're fired up. I know I speak for Smitty here, a good friend of mine, both Smitties for that matter, but Bob Smitty Smith, just a fantastic guy who's been great for local law enforcement and the community in general, so I support him, 100%. Obviously, I have my own race to run as well, and we're within it's about 3 weeks now, so we're excited.
How's things looking poll-wise? You guys conduct any internal polls or,
Actually, in the hospital board, we really don't do any polls. It's more, out there meeting all the people. It's more of a grassroots campaign.
Absolutely. And we don't. I don't even know, what does the hospital board do for the listeners and including myself that don't know, what does the hospital board do for, say, Lee Memorial? What would your job function be?
Lee Memorial, the hospital board is made up of 10 board members, 2 from each district. And pretty much the hospital board oversees all the goals for the administration. It's responsible for hiring the CEO, makes final decisions as far as projects moving forward. For example, the Children's Hospital and
construction projects as well.
Everything.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. All the financial decisions run through the board as far as upper level financial decisions.
That's correct.
Okay. What do you think gives you the? What do you bring to the table that makes you qualify for that position?
Well, first of all, I'm a retired police officer, and I have over 30 years business experience. And over the years, I've been chairman of the City of Pittsfield's Traffic Commission, and I am one of the only board of director that has board of director experience that's running in District 3.
Okay.
I was on the board up
good.
at Berkshire Medical Center up in Pittsfield, Massachusetts for approximately 6 years. And they've just been voted one of the most distinguished hospitals in the country.
No kidding.
That's old Romney land up there, isn't it?
That is Romney land. I'm not sure about the
And they're doing so
city.
good up there. That's amazing. It's a great thing.
He says they're doing good.
It's fantastic.
Don't let Smitty get you guys into the.
That was great. I'm glad to hear he was speaking on it, man. He was
Well,
speaking on it.
This race,
Sure,
my
Scott,
race
can you hand me those
is
scissors right there?
No scissors, guys.
Keep the scissors out of my hand.
just keep drinking the Kool-Aid.
Well, now, as far as your board experience up there, now, did they have any major projects that you had to oversee, or anything like that that you can point to?
Well, I know. Back in the back when I was on the board, they were struggling a little bit. They were going through some tough times, trying to get their numbers up for the Joint Commission. And I know we worked really hard with them to try and improve things, improve patient care and patient safety.
Sure.
I actually headed up a project in the food services department that they were going to go out to bid on that, and I took the project over myself, and we really worked, changed the cafeteria, and there was a lot of complaints with patient food, and
after you guys were done, it fixed it a little bit.
Turned the whole thing around.
Excellent.
Turned the
Well,
whole project around.
at the Lee Memorial level now down here, like you said, you got the Children's Hospital coming up. Now, would you be really involved in that? If you're elected to District 3, will that be something that you'll be involved in quite heavily?
Well, I think right now everybody's involved in Children's Hospital.
Okay.
Not only the foundation and trying to raise the money, but they just chose the contractor for the Children's Hospital. So yeah, we'll definitely be involved.
Now, would you be involved with this MedStar thing that's going on?
I would just as soon turn that right over to Sheriff Mike Scott.
Yeah.
Mike Scott.
Oh, my! Imagine that. We just happen to have Mr. Mike Scott with you.
Nice transition. Actually, I was going to get with Bob. You did well with the cafeteria up there. I've got inmates that complain about the meals every day as well. Maybe come down and help us out with the jail meals.
I say let them complain.
Bread and
water.
Let them complain. Exactly.
I'm all about bread and
water.
water.
You would too.
No, seriously, on a serious note, that MedStar thing is scary.
I was trying to follow it on the news, Fox and whatnot.
Wikipedia.
And I still. It's so confusing for the average guy because every time I hear it's another spin and then it's another story and then this happened and that happened. I just lost control of it. Give me a basis of what's happened.
Well, the sheriff's office actually did an investigation into a complaint and report that there might have been some fuel missing from one of the.
I remember that.
Followed that in the local press.
How much fuel was it?
It was about just under $1,000 worth. It was a little bit of a.
So 3 gallons.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we're talking about aviation fuel. You're right.
Oh,
high octane. But the investigation actually ruled out any criminal wrongdoing. We took that to the state attorney's office. We let them review it as well. So it wasn't just the sheriff's office saying so. It was also the state attorney's office. That part of this thing was ferreted out. I don't know that it passed the smell test necessarily, but it did not cross the legal threshold. So
what about the thing getting? They just threw it. We don't even have a MedStar anymore. It doesn't even fly, does it?
No, it
grounded.
doesn't. Correct. Well, they basically got rid of all the pilots. There's been personnel changes.
I don't think the $1,000 is what hurt us.
No, exactly. It's deeper than that.
Yes.
And as you know, there's been several, early resignations, for lack of a better way to say it. And it's unfortunate because this is a county of 1,000 square miles and we need air support.
So
who ran MedStar? Who was in charge of MedStar?
Well, ultimately, it's a county operation. Now, the director of EMS, of course, was Kim Dickerson. She recently resigned.
She resigned. John
Wilson is the director of public safety. He also resigned.
Wow.
And it's unfortunate. It really is. But I'm confident they'll get that thing back on track.
So who's heading up that program now, or no one?
Well, they've actually got Holly Schwartz, who's a sort of an interim director, if you will.
Well, that's a sweet job to have right now, huh?
Yeah, you're talking about jumping from the fire pan.
Yeah. My girl.
National search underway, for a new public safety director. Sure. And in the meantime, we're subcontracting with locals like, Med Flight out of Tampa and Bay Flight out of St. Pete and those areas.
So we have to rely on them to get here. I mean, are they using Tampa and St. Pete as their base station?
Correct. Tampa, St. Pete. We've also got a little bit of
any timeline? When we might get something really that's ours, not from Tampa?
Well, because of the situation we're talking about, the sooner the better. The good news is the assets are in place. The choppers are on the ground, a brand new $5+ million hangar there at Page Field. All that's in place. It's just a matter of getting the human element, reintroduced to this thing, and it's going to happen.
And MedStar now, that's basically what was used to fly a lot of our
serious
major traffic accidents and any type of major medical situation to the different hospitals that specialize in whatever type of care they needed, right?
Absolutely, and up to and including the flights like up to the Burn Center, outside of Lee County. So within Lee County, the 1,000 square miles, barrier islands. I mean, if we have a cardiac event right now in Cayo Costa, for example, today, beautiful day out there. There's only 2 ways to get there:
boat or helicopter. Air or boat.
So you do the math. It's going to be a long haul.
So don't have a heart attack in Cayo Costa today.
Correct.
Anybody? It's not good news for you, bro.
Now is that the same for North? Was it North Captiva that they don't have? There's still no road through to North Captiva after the hurricane a few years ago, right?
That's correct. There's no road there as well. So
they've got to use air or boat for that one too.
Barrier Islands. A lot of times on the interstate, if we have a real big crash, we'll put the chopper down on the interstate. So it's a useful tool. It's unfortunate that it's not in the toolbox right now.
I mean, there's many times when you see the helicopter landing on the interstate, especially before we had the the new 6-lane interstate. When there was, I know we still have traffic accidents every day, all day, but it seemed like before when it was just a 4-lane interstate, man, you get one little fender bender and it would lock up the interstate for miles, and you got helicopter having to land. And it is a useful tool to get people in and out really quickly, and to have it down for this long and to rely on Tampa, St. Pete, maybe Miami, I don't know. That could really affect someone's life because you're talking minutes, and you got to get somebody from point A to point B in minutes.
Quickly.
Oh, yeah, there's continuity, too, to consider. I mean, you take a guy like Bob Smitty Smith here in Lee Memorial Health System, prospective board members. That chopper is up and down. There's a helipad at every location. Health Park, Lee Memorial Downtown Campus. So they're in and out of those hospitals. The knowledge of the pilots and the medics on board, knowing the ER trauma docs and things of that nature. There's a lot to consider.
What Smitty now? With you running for it's District 3, right? District 3 for the hospital board. Do you guys have any insight or any do you guys have any type of control at all over the MedStar program, or are you guys just a user of the program?
We are a user of the program. I mean, it's as the sheriff said, it's a vital part of our facility. Our trauma center is the downtown Lee Memorial Hospital, and there was a time when we actually didn't have the funding for that, and they were looking to possibly drop that program, and they found a way to keep it in place. But it's absolutely important that we get MedStar back in flying here locally.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine not having any type of local support.
How long's it been down now?
Oh, it's been a couple of months now.
Has it?
Has
oh,
it?
yeah.
So we've been using outside sources, mutual aid, I guess, ever since.
We have, and we've had at least 2 different incidents where the chopper was called out, and because of this break in service, there were delays and problems. One was right down here in the south end of the county. It was a bad traffic crash, and the time that they spent trying to cut the victims out of the vehicles, they were trying to bring in air support to, expedite them getting to, again, like Bob said here, to the trauma center.
So you just got to get personnel in new, like cleaning house, get an old football field, get everybody out and hire new people. Is that what it is?
Correct. Make sure all the training is up to date. Make sure that all the billing questions here, as you'll recall, with MedStar, erroneously billing for flights, and there was a wide variety of problems. It's really unfortunate. I don't think it's all unraveled yet, but it's close.
Who was the woman that was on TV, the councilman or somebody that they were I don't
maybe Karen Hawes, county manager, ultimately.
County manager.
Right.
And I saw her on TV, and she would just didn't want to talk about it.
Yeah, imagine that.
Well, let me ask you this now: with the billing issues, has it been determined yet that they were just billing issues, or is there any type of criminal intent that was involved with those billing issues? Maybe was anybody skimming? Was anybody taking this money, or were they just overcharging? They just didn't know what they were doing accounting wise.
Yeah, not to my knowledge. At this point, from everything that I know about it, and again, we did investigation in different aspects of this. There's nothing criminal at stake here. Of course, the FAA is looking into it, and that's not to say there might not be some type of federal charges, but local, state charges. No, not to my knowledge at all.
Okay, we got a caller on the line right now for the sheriff. We've got Smitty's pal, Paul from Cape Coral, has a question for the sheriff. Paul, you're on the Ledge Radio Show.
Yes, good morning, Sheriff Scott. How are we doing today?
We're doing well. Thanks for calling in.
Hey, I just want to let you preface my question by letting you know that I voted for you every time. And my big question is, what do you say to your opponents or anybody that's not particularly happy with you right now in regards to all your politicizing of the sheriff's office as far as endorsing candidates that may be a little unsavory? What do you have to say about that?
Well, the sheriff's
Thanks,
office.
Paul.
Yeah, thanks, Paul. The sheriff's office is a political position. I mean, I can't apologize for that. It's an elected political official, no different than a president, a governor, a mayor. Happens to be sheriff in this case. As far as the people that take exception with decisions, I think the key to success is uncertain. I think the key to failure is trying to please everybody. And so I don't wake up every morning trying to please everybody. I understand the decisions I make won't be, unanimously popular, but at the end of the day, it's a political position, Paul. So, I've got to run and be political just like everybody else.
Yeah, and that's the thing. A lot of people don't realize that even though, sure, we vote for the sheriff, but I guess people think, well, it shouldn't be a political position. Well, if you vote for him, it is a political position.
Who are you running against? Who's your competition?
I'm glad you don't know the answer to that.
I don't. I get reminded of that every time they pull me over.
Well, politics 101 is that you never name, and you give the credence to the name.
I want to be fair and balanced.
Fair and balanced. 2 opponents, Christian Meister and Lee Bouchon.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I've only heard of the one.
I've only heard of
Bouchon.
one.
I didn't realize the other one.
Yeah, 2 opponents.
Okay. How's things looking for you? You guys do any kind of internal polling, or just kind of get
7-Eleven cup polling. They got the cups there, and you can pull them out.
Sheriff's
That's it. That's what we need. Local 7-Eleven cup polling.
Yeah, exit polling. As they exit the jail on release, we do a poll. No, I feel pretty
You better start feeding them.
Exactly. Well, Bob Smitty Smith's going to work on that for me. Help me out. He did a good job back at Berkshire Medical Center. But we feel good. We came off a 74% win in the primary.
That was crazy,
That's
man.
an
That's a
enormous
landslide
number for somebody that's been sitting in this position that I'm in for 8 years. Again, you
really taking the bullets for 8 years.
And you beat what's his Tim?
Tim Fisher.
Tim Fisher
in the primary.
Right.
So the other 2 guys, they must be NPA or something, or independent.
One is a write-in and one is a no-party affiliation. Started out Republican, switched to no party, and then actually has now switched personally to Democrat, but will still appear on the ballot NPA.
Really?
Yeah.
Went from Republican to NPA.
Correct.
To Democrat.
Correct.
Back to NPA.
Correct. 12 years of registered Republican.
So you can just write yourself in? Is that you guys?
Well, no. What you do is you find out what's the easiest way to try to get to the final. And apparently that was the path, because he probably figured if I go Republican during the primary, I got to face not only Mike Scott but Tim Fisher,
right?
It'd be a 3-way
strategic move, man.
It is a strategic
move.
Well, that's.
I don't think you're going to have any problem. I don't see anybody going against you.
Well, we're going to work hard. And we're optimistic. We're going to work hard for the next, like I said, 3 weeks or so, and just like all the other candidates. And
so we're stuck with you for another 4 years?
You're stuck, man.
Damn.
Well, not yet.
I was going to say how
Not
great a job you were doing, too. I just want to let you know. I'm going to be like Paul and kiss up.
It's not over until it's over. I don't take my eye off the ball.
You should ask him after the break. Why don't you ask him about your traffic incident?
Oh, no.
Come on, man.
After the break offline.
Only if the statute of limitations is run out.
It's ran way out. It's way out.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we get back, we got Sheriff Mike Scott and Bob Smitty Smith in with us. We'll be right back.
Bubba the Love Sponge mornings.
I like to talk. I find what they're doing down in Beasley refreshing. You're number one in the morning. Zito and Garrett are middays now. Those guys kick ass. Stan and Haney in afternoons. Those guys are legends in the market. Love them. And then they got Lex and Terry at night.
And they got Artie and Nick.
For late nights.
For a station to have the nads to actually go FM talk and put some good personalities on there is a great move.
96 K-Rock and 96krock.com. Talk that rocks.
Securing your family, your business, your property. That's what's important in your world. No matter how big, no matter how small. Secure your world with Imperial Fire Alarm and Security today.
Imperial Fire Alarm and Security is a local company with hometown service, the way it should be. One call to Imperial will align you with the most effective fire alarm security and surveillance systems, as well as state-of-the-art wireless monitoring. If you're a property manager or condo association member, ask about Imperial's wireless monitoring systems to replace costly and unreliable phone lines and save your community thousands. From individual homes to large communities, Imperial Fire Alarm and Security can secure your world.
Don't you think it's time to secure your world? Imperial Fire Alarm and Security services Lee, Charlotte, and Collier counties. Learn more at imperialfiresecurity.com or to schedule your free consultation, call 239-288-6482. Secure your world at imperialfiresecurity.com.
License number EF2 000046.
When it comes to landscaping, farming, or just cutting the grass, no one knows more than Matt Miller Tractor. They offer a huge selection of tractors and mowers for all your needs. Whether it's large commercial development or a small family project, they are your one-stop shop. Matt Miller Tractor is dedicated to providing their customers with the top-of-the-line products and services, all under one roof. Matt Miller takes great pride in his customer service, bringing top brands to you and offering best-of-industry warranties on all product lines. If you're looking for that one-of-a-kind make or model, they have all the top names: Snapper, Kohler, King Cutter, Briggs & Stratton, and more. Sale, service, repair, and maintenance for 20 years. Once you experience their down-home approach to business, you'll see why Matt Miller Tractor is second to none. They treat each customer like a neighbor, because that's what you are. Call Matt Miller Tractor at 239-693-0305. That's 239-693-0305. Or stop by the store at 7261 West State Road 80.
She thinks my tractor's sexy. Visit Jason and Todd at the Diamond District.
I love the weekends. You can't beat the beach. The sand, the hot sun.
Todd, when was the last time you were at the beach?
Jace, while you and I are at the Diamond District all weekend, there are some people who go to the beach. And I'm just saying how nice that must be.
And after the beach, if you're in the market for a diamond, you won't find a better value or diamond buying experience than the Diamond District.
In Estero at Coconut Point, with diamond prices at or below the internet.
At the Diamond District.
The nicest used cars anywhere in the country are right here in Naples, and they're all on NaplesUsedCars.com. Hundreds of extra clean, low-mileage used cars at a fraction of their original prices. All makes, all models. Right now, every vehicle on NaplesUsedCars.com is on clearance for a limited time only. Toyotas, Hondas, and Dodge vehicles on clearance for under $3,000. Under $3,000. Plus, we have Cadillac and Volvo vehicles on clearance for under $9,000. Luxury vehicles under $9,000. Hundreds of quality pre-owned cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs from Toyota, Honda, Dodge, Cadillac, and Volvo, all starting under $9,000. All on clearance, and all for a very limited time only on NaplesUsedCars.com. Browse at your own pace 24 hours a day. Get your trade value, your interest rate, your down payment, your monthly payment. Even fill out your credit app online. Plus, we'll buy your car even if you don't buy one of ours. Visit NaplesUsedCars.com. That's NaplesUsedCars.com.
Plus tax, tag, and title fees. Sponsored by Germain.
Rock Solid wants you to be our customer. Coming out of Rock Solid Countertops and More during the huge Granite Expo to find the biggest inventory in Southwest Florida with new products arriving daily. Complete granite kitchens from $9.99 installed. And because of increased demand, Rock Solid has added a home improvement design center and is now open 7 days a week. And don't settle for tiny samples. You can view countertops as they are made in actual size. So hurry in now. Rock Solid will not be undersold. Bring us your best offer and we will beat it. We want you to save because Rock Solid knows you work hard for the money. That's why Rock Solid is making the entire process easier and more comfortable. Off Airport Pulling on JNC Boulevard in Naples. When coming to see us, look for the Superman sign guy. Call 596-7676 or visit hugegranitesale.com. Rock Solid Countertops and More. It's really big.
Well, here we go.
Yeah, that's what my friends say too. Well, here we go.
Now back to the Ledge Radio Show with JD and Smitty on 96 K-Rock. Talk that rocks.
Welcome back. Phone lines are open, and the numbers are 239-277-9600 or 775-9600. You can check out our live stream at theledgeradioshow.com. You can also find us at facebook.com/The Ledge Radio Show. If you'd like to advertise during this show for our new primetime slot every Saturday from 10 a.m. to noon, visit our website, contact us for details. We still need a title sponsor for this hour. That's hour 2, great rates while they last. Smitty, what you got, buddy? I know you got something you want to plug real quick.
Well, I want to plug this CCMI. It's a great organization. They deliver a lot of food for the needy, and I actually do it myself, as you know. Have been doing it for years. Every year, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's. And they need drivers for the North Fort Myers. If you're a legitimate person and you got a good record and you're not have a bunch of DUIs and you're clean cut kind of guy, they need the help.
Well, what are you doing working for them?
I'm golden. I'm golden. Are you kidding me?
With your traffic record?
I got no points.
Man.
Mr. Scott. But no, it's CCMI, and if you want to call there, they need some drivers. Call Tanya Phillips at 634-4488. That's 634-4488, and it's CCMI, and it's right up there on.
And CCMI, they deliver food to shut-ins,
and to the needy
for Thanksgiving, for Christmas.
It stands for Community Cooperation Ministries Incorporated. So
very nice group,
great organization. It doesn't take all day either.
I got to give it to Smitty. Every year I invite Smitty over for Thanksgiving. I've invited him over for even a Christmas dinner, and he says, I would. He goes, but I'm going to deliver this food for the people that are less fortunate. I really appreciate that about Smitty. As much as I disagree with him on politics, he's got a good heart. He works hard on the holidays to help other people, and I really commend him. And speaking of food, I just want to get
coming on, man.
It'll be a Sandusky hug, so you better watch out.
I bet it will.
No, earlier we gave away the Crave gift certificate.
Yes, we did.
And James Lawson from Cape Coral won. So James, you're gonna have a great time. Crave has great food. It's homemade. Everything's fresh there. Just
big portions too.
Get there early. Expect to wait unless you call ahead because it's excellent.
Yep.
So anyway,
congratulations.
Back with us. We've got Lee County Sheriff Mike Scott, and we've also got Bob Smitty Smith running for Hospital Board District 3, Lee County. Guys, thanks for coming back with us.
All right. Well, thanks for having us.
You got it. Now, what's the next thing for you guys? We got a couple weeks left till the election. You got any big events coming up or anything that we want to get people out to meet you? Any kind of meet and greets or anything?
Well, I know I got a pretty busy week. We have the Fort Myers Women's Luncheon on Tuesday.
Good place to meet for dates. Right there, yeah. Excellent.
Free food? Is that what you said?
Free food. There's a bunch of events. Wednesday, we have a forum at Cape Coral Chamber of Commerce. They're doing an event called Are You Smarter Than a Politician?
Oh, that's a nice one.
I might have to go to that to see that. My doggone
You might be smarter.
And then on Thursday, All Faith Church is doing a public forum on the hospital board candidates. And
oh, really?
Yeah.
Going to get them all. Now, how many hospital candidates are running? Is it just District 3 that's up this time, or do they all go every...
No. It's broken up so that the whole board never changes at the same time.
Okay, kind of space them, stagger them.
Right. Right now, District 1, District 3, and District 5 are all up for election.
So if you guys get elected in, then you'll have some veteran board members that can kind of help you, learn what's been going on if you're not too sure, or just kind of bring you up to speed on what the current projects are, that kind of thing.
Right. Well, in both of those districts, in District 1 and District 5, there is incumbents running.
Okay.
District 3, this is the first time in 24 years that District 3 has not had an incumbent. in this election.
Well, what happened? Did someone step down, or
Lois Barrett, who did a fine job for probably at least 30 years.
Wow.
She was on the hospital board, and Linda Brown also has been in District 3, I believe, at least 12 or 16 years. And Linda Brown said, I really appreciate everything, the hospital board has done, and she just felt term limits or something that was important to her. And
so she kind of termed herself out.
Right.
Are there any term limits at the hospital board?
No, there was not.
Nothing written that says you can only serve so many terms.
None for the sheriff office either.
No term limits at all.
I assume you wouldn't support term limits for the sheriff.
No, not necessarily. I think the people need to make that decision. I think the people ultimately are your term
You
limits.
are a politician.
No, really.
It is.
About
No,
It's
actually,
great. It's countywide vote.
It's true. If the people don't like who they've got in, they can vote them out. Now, I would say, when it comes to Congress and things like that, guys like Charlie Rangel, whatever, they need to be voted out. But that's,
would you be for term limits in Congress? Just curious about your political,
Well,
thought.
if I got a guy in any position that's doing a great job,
Sure.
or girl, I think let them keep going. If they're hungry and they got a fire in their belly, and he mentions Charlie Rangel, I mean, that guy, he probably ought to be in prison.
I know.
But you see the problem with keeping somebody in there forever with no, just vote them in, vote them in, vote them in.
Well, correct. If you're not voting on their job performance, and I think day in and day out, we need to continue to produce in the community. Otherwise, if the numbers go, it's just like the presidential thing right now. There may be a one. You don't know how it's going to work out, but it could be a one-term limit here.
We were
when he actually has up to 2 terms to stay.
We were talking about that. We said, we ought to make the presidential election one term,
like a
make
6-year
term. That way, you don't get kind of.
Think about this.
Yeah.
Think about this. At least for president, okay, and just for president, how much time now has our president, even former president, spent campaigning?
Well,
I mean,
the last
half of their term.
But realistically,
he's been
entire term.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, Romney's been running for 15 years, so
right, correct.
Well, but that's the point. If the president had one term to shoot for, he does his campaigning before he gets in. Let him serve 6 years.
Right.
He can't, and then make a rule that says you can't campaign for the next guy.
Well, the tough thing, and the tough thing Smitty mentioned about Congress is that when you're running every 2 years, then you're never out of campaigning.
Every other year you're campaigning.
Correct. At least a 4-year term like this, like Smitty here with the hospital board, like our president, our governor,
sheriff.
Sheriff, exactly. 4 years you can get back to work, so to speak. And that's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, I don't understand the 2-year deal with Congress. It is, especially today in today's polarizing politics. Every other year you're campaigning. And so that's a year off that you're not getting anything done, if they even get anything done.
Talking about Connie Mack?
No, I'm not talking about anybody in particular. I'm just saying in Congress in general. As we know, Connie Mack vacated his seat to run against Bill Nelson for Senate, and we've got Trey Radel, that's the Republican challenger. I'm sure he's winning in the polls right now. This is I think it's a very heavily Republican area.
Yeah.
People like Trey Radel. There's a lot of conservatives in the area that like his message.
He's been on here several times, so he's been
we've had Trey in here,
great.
And even had his competition in here. And I know I asked Smitty, if you want to get his competition back in,
Jim Roach,
get Jim Roach back in here. That's fine.
That was kind of unfair because we had Jim Roach and you had your Militant Paul in here.
Militant Paul in here.
That was just railroading the poor man.
I didn't think it was gonna be that bad.
Man, you were just brutal.
Well, we'll if Jim wants to come back on, we'll definitely get Jim back in, give him some more time.
Nice guy, great guy.
But here's the thing. But Jim carries around the Obamacare manual. He's got it with him.
That's how he can straighten you out when you try to blur your crap out there.
Yeah, that's exactly what it's for. That's exactly what it's for. I don't. Here's the problem: when you're running on the Democrat ticket and you're
automatically
and
wrong,
you like Obamacare, you're not going to get voted in here. Sorry to tell you, it's not going to happen.
Okay.
Not in the next 10 years anyway. Maybe if things shift and we get more Democrats in the area as Northeasterners move down and they're from the Democrat Party, then they may have more of a Democrat.
It's definitely red down here.
It is for now. Sheriff Scott, I mean, you've got you won a great campaign in the primary. You had a formidable opponent, it appeared to be. Some very negative ads out there from the opposition. I still hear some of the negative ads from one particular private citizen that we spoke about last time you were here.
Who would that be?
Well, here's what I can't understand. Me as a business owner, if I'm going to spend my money to denounce the current anybody, sheriff, hospital board, whatever it might be, knowing that he's going to win, but I'm wasting my money to go up against him, can't you expect that the 74% of people that voted for him maybe not even want to use your business anymore? Because politics are very polarizing these days.
They can be. And not to mention the money spent, but also the attention that's drawn to yourself. In this case, Kobe has drawn so much attention to himself. People go to the website, they plug in the name, and instantly they've got this horrific prior record and all these brushes with the law that make it rather obvious why he's like he is.
And was it him, the dad, or was it a son that had some
both.
issues?
The son has the primary issues, and actually we have had some issues with other children as well as daughter. But Fred himself has had a few run-ins, let's say, and it's unfortunate, But hey, you get thick skin in this business. You really do.
Is there no room for redemption, Mr. Sheriff?
Well, sure there is.
Well, not when the guy's throwing daggers at you every 5 minutes on the radio.
I do it every day with you. What's the difference?
No wound will ever heal if you keep picking at the scab. And so by doing the things you're talking about, come on, climbing around Lee County, tacking signs on utility poles. I mean, give me a break.
Right. Just trying to get some exercise, okay?
Baby, it's like a little baby. So I'm thick-skinned. I get it. I understand. Like I said to the caller before, Paul, that called in, hey, I'm not here to please everybody. It's not going to work.
And I would say, why climb a pole? Use a paintball gun. You know what I mean?
Yeah, if you're going to climb a pole, I can think of a few other places.
Oh, no. Now, we still have to have that sheriff's luncheon at the Lookers, I know.
What are you talking lunch breaks today at Lookers.
Do they have the ribeye or some kind of special?
I don't know if they still have food. They used to years ago, but I'm not allowed to go there.
You don't go there for the good sandwiches?
Sandwiches. Yep, they got the taco sandwich over there. Anyway, so let's get back to Bob Smitty Smith, who's running for hospital board. We've only got a few more minutes with you guys. Bob, what can you tell these voters, to make them remember you? Because I'm telling you, not to detract anything from hospital board, but a lot of times when voters get up in the polling booth, and they know who the sheriff is, they know who they're voting for Congress and the president. Then they see like judges and hospital, and they don't always know.
Well, Smitty's got experience, man. He's got experience,
and he's out, touting the message. He's on the air right now on the radio, and that's a lot more than a lot of the hospital board does when they run for office. You just don't even hear about him. So, what can you tell these voters to help them remember you?
Well, first of all, Lee Memorial is the largest employer in Lee County. There's a lot of things that people, they don't get involved as much in the hospital board race, and it's kind of further down the ballot. But they really should. I mean, Lee Memorial has a $1.2 billion budget with a B.
Wow.
And it's owned by the citizens of Lee County. It's not a for-profit hospital. It's a not-for-profit hospital, and it's actually the largest not-for-profit hospital in the state. And we are the largest, fifth largest not-for-profit in the entire United States.
I didn't know that. Is it just Lee Memorial in Lee County, or are they spread out along some other areas?
No, it's just Lee Memorial in Lee County.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah. So being the largest employer, there's a lot of things that need to be taken into consideration. Our budget, our gross revenues, 79% of all the hospitalized patients are government sponsored, uninsured, or underinsured. We gave over, I think, $39 million in free care last year.
Wow.
So
free care meaning that people that were just uninsured walked in and
nothing.
Nothing.
We received absolutely zero for.
Well, and that may not be that they're uninsured.
What does that mean then?
Well, no, what I'm saying is that you don't want to lump them all in there, because there's just people that get to the hospispital, they have insurance.
I would think the large percentage would be the uninsured.
I'm sure it is, but there are people that have insurance. They're not great policies. Maybe their employer, is what they got from their employer. Kind of like our crappy insurance. You get to the hospital and
the one you provide for me.
Exactly. It's the same one I got for me.
I know.
It's the same one I got for me.
We go with
but
this
it's an $80,000 bill. You've been there 4 days. It's $80,000,
right?
And you're stuck with 20% of it. You don't have 20. You don't have that much.
Yeah, they
money,
could have made it $5 million. They still don't
exactly.
have it.
So, I mean, does the hospital board have anything to do with lowering medical costs? Can the hospital board control any of that?
Well, I'll tell you, I really think, as a not-for-profit, we have to look at everything. I mean, they've done a lot of things to eliminate costs, like LESAR.
Sure.
They just put a new LESAR program in, and I think overall, you go back to Obamacare or the health care. I mean, nobody really knows what that's going to do.
Right.
I mean, you could
speculate.
That's all you can do. And I think Jim Nathan said it best. I was at a board meeting the day the Supreme Court had decided on the Obamacare, and Jim came in and he said, I walked down the hall today Right after it was decided, and the first person I met said, "Oh my God, is this going to be great? We're finally going to be able to get paid for the free care and a lot of the people that have not been able to pay the hospital."
Sure.
And he said, "I turned the corner, and the next person I run into says to me, 'Oh my God, what are we going to do now?'"
Yeah. Right. So we're so divided. We're so divided.
So
we don't know what's going to
parties.
happen.
It really is. It really is. But I know. I mean, right now, to only be able to collect 21% of the money that's due you is, it's a tough way to go.
I couldn't imagine that. Even in our business, if we could only collect 21% of what we build, we'd
just
be out of business.
We just
about
send
30,
Vito
30
down there
days.
to collect.
Yeah, you'd almost have to. You'd almost have to.
To wear my pretend sheriff office garb and show up at the door and knock them. Tell them they sent me.
Halloween's coming up. You should be the sheriff for Halloween.
No, thank you.
Get Dog the bounty hunter.
Oh, that's a good one.
Dog.
That's a good one. Well, hey guys,
real quick, I want to ask. I heard a rumor. Now, I don't know if it's.
Here we go.
No. It's just I just heard a rumor. I was talking to some people that were working in the sheriff department. They said that the governor, Rick Scott, is trying to implement some type of. How should I say this? He's going to make you guys pay for your own health insurance.
Well, that's already occurred. In fact, previously, people in the Florida retirement system, employees,
FRS.
contributed zero, FRS, contributed zero, which is unheard of.
Right.
And frankly, if you think about it, doesn't make a lot of sense. Actuarially, it was sound. The Florida retirement system was sound. But the bottom line is the governor upped it now to 3%. So members of that system currently pay 3%, which is still
3%.
dramatically low.
Well,
our counterparts at city PDs, for example, Smitty, pay 10%.
Yeah, I don't think they're worried.
50%.
Yeah, I don't think they're worried about the 10 to 3%. I think they're worried about somebody coming out, wiping the whole slate clean, and saying, "Okay, now it's going to be like it would be for any business,
You mean for a regular private company,
right? For a regular private company, and now you're going to have to pay the whatever, $200, $400, $500, $600
Pay like regular
a month,
citizens,
like regular
you mean.
citizens." And is there any possibility that would occur?
I doubt it very seriously. I mean, I can't speak for the governor.
Sure.
That's the other Scott with a similar hairstyle
Sure.
and
Your twin brother.
and a different bank account, I can assure you. But
How did that happen?
I don't think that's going to happen. Not quite that dramatic. But I think what the governor was saying is, hey, look, to make sure it's safe and sound for people
keep
down
it
the
solvent.
road,
To keep it
solvent.
Yeah.
Let's try to do some things early on. Preventative. And again, 3% is, if you think about it, for a defined benefit, the rest of your life.
Sure.
It's crazy.
Probably
That
a
is
fairly
excellent.
minimal contribution.
It's
but
excellent. It's
I
excellent.
understand both sides of that.
Yeah.
We need to get in on that.
We could try. Maybe we could be like a
consultant.
subcontractors for the sheriff's department.
That's right, undercover consultants.
All right, let's. I just want to thank Lee County Sheriff Mike Scott for coming in with us this morning, and Bob Smitty Smith, running for District 3 Hospital Board. If you see their name on the ballot, you'll know which way to vote.
Vote Smitty.
These are good folks. Yeah, vote Smitty.
Vote Smitty. I'm gonna write myself in.
I like that.
There you go.
Vote Smitty.
Always remember
I'm gonna
Smitty.
tell everybody all them signs I got out are really you.
No, you wouldn't do that. He's in I'm in the blue. He's in the red.
That's right, guys. We appreciate it, and for the listeners out there, we'll be back after this commercial break.
You never know what we're going to say or do. Take 96K Rock wherever you go with the iRadio Now app.
iRadio Now.
Available for free on all smartphones, including Android. The biggest personalities in radio entertainment. Available on one app.
iRadio Now.
The iRadio Now app for all smartphones.
Just go to the App Store and search iRadio Now and download it for free.
Brought to you by Jason and Todd at the Diamond District, Coconut Point.
Visit 96krock.com for more information.
iRadio Now.
96K Rock.
Securing your family, your business, your property. That's what's important in your world. No matter how big, no matter how small, secure your world with Imperial Fire Alarm and Security today.
Imperial Fire Alarm and Security is a local company with hometown service, the way it should be. One call to Imperial will align you with the most effective fire alarm security and surveillance systems, as well as state-of-the-art wireless monitoring. If you're a property manager or condo association member, ask about Imperial's wireless monitoring systems to replace costly and unreliable phone lines and save your community thousands. From individual homes to large communities, Imperial Fire Alarm and Security can secure your world.
Don't you think it's time to secure your world? Imperial Fire Alarm and Security services Lee, Charlotte, and Collier counties. Learn more at imperialfiresecurity.com or to schedule your free consultation, call 239-288-6482. Secure your world at imperialfiresecurity.com.
License number EF2 000046.
Southwest Florida knows that Duncan's Diamonds has the best prices, but it's their quality, selection, and excellent customer service that keeps customers coming back year after year. And Duncan's Diamonds customers have great things to say.
Their sales team is extremely helpful and knowledgeable.
I shopped at other jewelry stores, but there's no place like Duncan's Diamonds. And I tell all my friends to come here every chance I get.
At Duncan's Diamonds, I found everything I was looking for. Great designers. I was awfully impressed with their Hearts on Fire diamonds and jewelry. You know, they're really amazing.
The customer service is excellent. You know, you're free to take your time and browse without being hassled, and all your questions are answered.
I've been to every chain jewelry store, department store, and independently owned stores. None of them beat Duncan's Diamonds prices. They are the best.
I had some jewelry to sell, and by far, Duncan's Diamonds paid me the most cash and paid on the spot.
Duncan's Diamonds puts your mind at ease. Best quality at the best price.
Discover Duncan's Diamonds, Fort Myers on US 41, and in the Gulf Coast Town Center, where you'll find the largest selection at the best prices in Southwest Florida.
The longest winning streak ever recorded was 555 consecutive wins in squash. Oh, please. This year, the Florida Lottery is celebrating a 25-year winning streak, having awarded billions to players since 1988. And the streak continues with the new 25th anniversary Millionaire Scratch-Off game. 25 people will become instant millionaires with a top prize of $5 million and a second chance to win $1 million. So keep the winning streak alive and play the Millionaire Scratch-Off game today. Must be 18 or older to play. Play responsibly.
The pre-owned Lexus vehicles at Germain Lexus are better than exceptional, and so are the prices. So we've created a new word to describe them. Lexceptional. Right now, get exceptionally low prices on every certified pre-owned Lexus in stock. Hand-picked local one-owner trades and lease returns certified by the factory and backed by a 3-year, 100,000-mile warranty and 24-hour roadside assistance, starting under $20,000 and financing as low as 0.9%. And every Germain Lexus comes with Platinum Club membership benefits, featuring complimentary car washes, oil changes, and more. But these Lexceptional deals can't possibly last. So hurry to our all-new state-of-the-art facility at Germain Lexus of Naples, on the corner of Wiggins Pass and US 41. It's truly Lexceptional. Or call 1-866-49-LEXUS and online at GermainLexusofNaples.com. Price plus tax tag title and dealer fees. Financing on select models for a limited term with approved credit expires month end.
When you open a checking account, it all seems clear and straightforward. But after a while, things start to elephant sliding down a ramp slicked with peanut butter laced with goat hoof. And that's usually when it stops making sense, and half the chicken coop roosts during ping pong France, and you end up angry and confused. But at Fifth Third Bank, we listened when you said you didn't want that. So we made our 5 new checking accounts straightforward and easy to understand. Visit 53.com/checking to find one that's right for you. Fifth Third Bank, the curious bank. $50 minimum deposit required to open all accounts. Fifth Third Bank, member FDIC. Before designing our new line of checking accounts at Fifth Third Bank, we talked to thousands of people to better understand their needs. We talked to farmers, 80s movie soundtrack composers, professional duck callers, tennis players who grunt. We even talked to ocelot trainers. Listening helped us create 5 new checking solutions. Visit 53.com/checking to find the right one for you. Fifth Third Bank, the curious bank. $50 minimum deposit required to open all accounts. Fifth Third Bank, member FDIC.
Visit Jason and Todd at the Diamond District.
Look at that beautiful lake and those graceful swans. So romantic.
Todd, what's gotten into you? I'm just going to tell them about our 6,000 square foot superstore filled with diamonds. And the Diamond District's diamond prices are at or below the internet.
Where else, other than the Diamond District, can you get this view while shopping for diamonds? No mall food court smells, no confusing websites, just the lake and the swans.
At the Diamond District.
Now back to the Ledge Radio Show with JD and Smitty on 96 K-Rock. Talk that rocks.
Welcome back. Phone lines are open. The numbers are 239-277-9600 or 775-9600. You can check out our live stream at theledgeradioshow.com. You can also find us at facebook.com/The Ledge Radio Show. In the last segment, we ended with Lee County Sheriff Mike Scott and Bob Smitty Smith. Bob Smitty Smith is running for the Lee Memorial Hospital Board, District 3.
Stand-up guy.
Yes, Mike, a nice guy. Got a lot of experience. Police officer, was on some hospital boards up north.
Yep.
So maybe you can bring something down here to help us.
We need some stability.
Yep. Before we got to before the sheriff came on and Smitty Smith came on, we were all about politics, and I'm going to get back into it just for a second before we can find something maybe happier to talk about. Something real quick. I don't know if you saw this, Smitty or Amber. Did you guys see when Venezuela's leader Hugo Chavez says that he would vote for Obama if he was American? Did you hear that?
That's an endorsement.
That it was a complete endorsement.
That's one you want.
What do you think about that, Smitty?
Reverse psychology work in there, man.
Well, he weighed in on the U.S. presidential race, saying he prefers President Barack Obama. He also said in a televised interview that aired last Sunday that he would like to have normal relations with the U.S. government. Venezuelan leader said in his own words, "If I were American, I would vote for Obama." Now that's pretty telling. I mean,
Right.
maybe he's voting for the same guy that he wants to be, or he's voting for the opposite guy that he wants to be. But if he's voting for him because he likes him because he's similar to his style, Hugo Chavez runs a communist country. That's a lot. That tells you a lot right there.
I don't know
why
why.
would a communist vote for a president that's anti-communist?
I don't know. He probably just wanted to stir the pot, you know.
No, I don't. That's not what he was doing.
Well, I don't know why.
Realistically, why would a communist president vote for somebody who's not communist?
He's not in his right mind anyhow, so.
Well, you're right. He said he'd vote
though.
for Obama.
Yeah.
He's not in his right mind.
He's a whack job.
Yeah.
Him and Paul ought to have a party.
There's something psychological up there going wrong.
Yeah.
All right, now you got something, Smitty,
Well,
on Rep. Jason.
Yeah, Jason
Chaffetz.
Chaffetz.
Is it Chaffetz?
I believe it's.
Is that something like a rash you get between your legs?
It's Chaffetz. I got some Chaffetz.
We should
Jason
contact.
Chaffetz. He's a GOP guy.
We need to contact Gold Bond and see if we can get some sponsorship.
We'll get some.
Gold Bond
some powder.
Chaffetz powder.
Chaffetz powder.
All right.
Well, just play this.
All right, Sickrick, whatever you got for Smitty over here.
Is it true that you voted to cut the funding for embassy security?
Absolutely. Look, we have to make priorities and choices in this country. We have, think about this, 15,000 contractors in Iraq. We have more than 6,000 contractors, a private army there for President Obama in Baghdad. And we're talking about, can we get 24 or so people into Libya to help protect our forces? When you're in tough economic times, you have to make difficult choices. You have to prioritize things.
So you're prioritizing. So when there are complaints that, in fact, that there was not enough security, you've just said absolutely that you cut. You were the one to vote against, to increase security for the State Department, which would lead directly to Benghazi. That seems like you're saying you have a hand in the responsibility to this, right? The funding of the security, if you're happy to cut it?
You get it, but because there are literally close to 200 embassies, consulates, those types of things. You have thousands of people that are involved in this.
There you go. Then their man is admitting, GOP guy Chaffetz saying, "Yep, absolutely.
Actually,
we
he said,
cut it,
actually,
and we
he
need
said,
to." And
actually,
that's
he
it
said
is.
no. When she asked
is that
him,
what he said?
no.
That's not what I heard.
No, because she's misinterpreting.
She's misinterpreting. Okay.
This is what I think needs to happen. We need to take all the money that Obama spends, and he and Michelle going around the world and like jet setting, and taking that and allocating it towards defense funds.
I think that's not a bad idea.
Because one of his tours, he and Michelle went on together. It cost us security-wise.
Oh,
1.2.
please, get real. We're talking about some serious stuff here. We're not talking about taking a plane flight, girl. Come on, give me a break.
For
We're talking about
vacation?
people that this guy just admitted that he cut the
golfed?
funding. He cut the funding.
How many times has he
read
golfed
it.
this year?
I read
Tell
it,
me.
and you guys
Every
still
week?
don't want to
Every
take.
Tuesday?
You don't want to
Taco
take
Tuesday.
blame for anything.
I would say this. I prefer it when Obama's away. He does less damage.
That is true, though. No,
Tuesday.
not really. Cost
Tuesday.
us money.
Everybody's Tuesday's the debate,
just
right?
spend money frivolously than be in the White House making ridiculous laws up and using executive power.
Well, obviously, we know he's not there getting his defense reports on a daily basis. So, obviously, when he is there, he's not really getting
Who do you think is
crap
going to win
done.
the debate Tuesday?
I don't know who's going to win. I don't see it in the future like you must do.
I can see that Obama's not going to give you the same performance he did last time.
He's not, but he has to be careful because this is town hall. So if he comes back too aggressive,
I think it plays in his. He likes town hall.
No,
meetings.
I know, but if he wants to come off aggressive, more so than what he did the last.
Well,
debate,
anything would be better than he did last
that's
time.
exactly.
That's not aggressive. That's just speaking your mind.
But yeah, but if he is
Well, we already know what
aggressive,
happened
like
to him
Biden.
last time. Al Gore said it. He was sick from altitude or something like that. Some other ridiculous claim that Al Gore came up with. I'm sure it was global warming affected him.
You know what's just funny is I heard after that is he actually gave his acceptance speech in Denver, Colorado.
Well, here's another thing.
And he didn't have a problem that
Here's
day.
another thing. When you're on Air Force One, the adjusted altitude while you're flying at 33,000 feet is 5,000 feet. That's where he was sitting in Denver for the entire thing. He's on the plane all the time, so that's not a relevant claim to even use.
I guarantee he's not.
You mean the guy that invented the internet?
That's it. Yes.
I guarantee he's not going to give you the same performance that he did last time. It'll be very interesting to see
well,
how he responds.
Speaking of Obama's performances, Sickrick, I want to cue up cut 3 on my page, please. This is Obama. He must have went off cuff again, without teleprompter help. Speaking to a crowd of his supporters.
Is this from Conservapedia?
Yeah, Conservapedia, right from Blazepedia.
Blazepedia.
But no, it's right from Obama's words.
Go ahead, let's hear it.
Okay, this is him in a rally after the debate. So let's go with cut 3, please, sir.
That growing our economy begins with a strong, thriving middle class.
I agree there.
That means we export more jobs and we outsource, export more products, and we outsource fewer jobs.
So he
got mixed up. He got mixed up.
Maybe
man.
Jason Chaffetz got mixed up.
He had a
just
Biden
got
gaffe.
mixed up. Yeah, he did. That was as bad as your one boy saying that they need more social programs.
Well, here's another one. Now this is not Obama. This is a cut from a new ad that's just come out from a Hungarian-born billionaire.
Where do you get these guys at? Man, you must dig hard and long to find these puppies.
They're right on the front of the news, man.
Man, a Hungarian-born guy from Pakistan moved to Canada and lives in Iowa. Printed this on his internet red page, and I mean, come on.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I get here.
So basically, he's making an anti-socialism case for TV. It's one of the more personal ads.
I can't wait to hear it.
It's actually really good.
Oh, let me hear it.
It's one of the more personal ads. I'm actually going to preface my comment, and unlike you, who just says play it and then tell me about it.
Okay, just go ahead.
But listen
Mine
to this.
speaks for itself.
No presidential campaign or super PAC is behind it. Rather, a new TV ad and web video that warns of the ills of socialism while urging America to vote Republican next month is financed by Hungarian-born billionaire Thomas Peterfy. So, Sick Rick...
Peter Fee?
Something like that. Peter Fly, Peter Fly.
Is that good with Chaffetz?
Sick Rick, cut 5. Let's bring it.
I grew up in a socialist country,
Listen.
and I have seen what that does to people. There is no hope, no freedom, no pride in achievement.
I like the music.
The nation became poorer and poorer, and that's what I see happening here. As a young boy, I was fantasizing about one day going to America, making a success of myself, the American dream. America's wealth comes from the efforts of people striving for success. Take away their incentive with bad-mouthing success, and you take away the wealth that helps us take care of the needy. Yes, in socialism the rich will be poorer, but the poor will also be poorer. People will lose interest in really working hard and creating jobs. I think this is a very slippery slope. It seems like people don't learn from the past. That's why I'm voting Republican and putting this ad on television. I'm Thomas Peterfy, and I'm responsible for the content of this advertising.
Peterfy. Thomas
I think
Peterfy.
that's fantastic.
Yeah, it's a good story,
is.
and
it's truth right from the gentleman who grew up in Hungary in a communist country, and he sees he wanted to come to America his whole childhood because he wanted the freedom that Americans had, and now that he's here and he's made his fortune because he came here on the roads were paved with gold.
He has his money in offshore accounts?
I hope he does. No, that's not the point. The point is he sees this country slipping down that slippery slope towards socialism, which he says that Hungary was in.
It's a very nice, and I understand that he grew up in an area that
it's a guy that lived it, and he's seeing it happen here, and you're denying it.
It's not happening here.
It is.
He's
He's seeing it.
He's next to Russia, dude. That's real socialism. Not over here in the United States. You want to just scare everybody with this, oh my, we're all going to be socialists, we're all going to be Democrats, and we're all going to be communists.
Yeah, when it happens, what are you going to say then?
It's not going to happen.
Oh, I didn't see it.
It's not going to happen, bro.
But at what point are we going to draw the line where ingenuity
that's a good question.
and
That's a good question.
self-sacrifice is, the prominent in our mainstream, and it's not anymore. I would have loved to have been around our grandparents' generation after World War II.
Absolutely.
And actually, everybody do something for themselves.
And that era of people that you talk about is very rare.
It is.
And there's a gentleman that grew up in Fort Myers, wrote a book called Uncommon Valor, Uncommon Friends. And he grew up with Edison and all these guys, Ford, and he wrote a book about how they thought, and I just briefly looked through it.
I'm sure you did because you don't read.
But yeah, sure. Anyhow, but
it wasn't a pamphlet or a
we're having an
page.
intelligent conversation here. Just be quiet.
Well, then what are you doing in it?
Because you keep interrupting. Your insults is all you do.
I'm doing a Biden on you.
Yeah, you're doing a Biden on me. But it is a good thing that those people in those areas, those people in that after World War II were givers, and they were people that sacrificed, and that's when the tax rates were 90%,
right? No,
and they didn't complain about it because they knew they had to pay for that war.
It was to pay for the war.
That's right. Just like we're paying for this war that we're paying for.
The whole point is
that's the point. Don't jump the shark. No, that is the point.
That's not
the war has to be paid for, and the GOP can help pay for it, and they won't. The rich, wealthy can help pay for it. They won't. The middle class will get stuck again.
But we do, though. I mean, I guess that's my frustration is because we do participate. Business owners, anybody making over $250, we do participate. We pay in taxes. I mean, like JD said, when you really add up everything we pay 50% of what our income is.
Yep.
So, I mean, I feel like I am contributing. I do. No, I don't want to pay for Sandra Fluke's birth control, but I'm more than happy to contribute to defense.
All right.
Absolutely.
Listen, with that, we're going to bring the show to a close. We'll have more interesting politics next week with JD and Smitty, and maybe Amber, if she can make it.
I hope so.
Ledge Radio Show with JD and Smitty, 10 a.m. next Saturday.